Forbury Park. And in race number 1, did have the one, can hardly remember, getting up but for second to get that multi up and away to a good start. So just on 3.5 minutes out from the start, Jason Teaser's numbers in this. He's gone the 14 to win this. Had big money, 14, 1, 2 and 12. Did a good job of that multi at the Greyhounds the other day too, just pulling up short with another fortune too, Jason's multi. And Jason going outside the square in this race. Race number 1, race 2, and putting in the 14, Clifton Tactic. And not without a chance as well, has been given a good chance at around $17. So we'll get on course and join you, Dave McDonald, for race number 2, Gangnam Style the favourite, but you've made a strong case for the inside runner.
Yeah, I have actually. The more I look at it, the more I like the one runner. Really Desirable. Had the perfect trip last time. Adam was successful. The action's really going to come from the inside 2 alleys here, or 3 actually, because I don't mind that a Solar Bella either. Didn't have any luck last time out, and yeah, if it gets ending up parked is my only worry with a Solar Bella. But I really think that I think Really Desirable, if it trails Gangnam Style, can beat it. But will Nathan want to head to the front? That's my big question about this. And Jason shot Clifton Tactic there. Probably shouldn't be paying $4.70 a place, that horse actually. It's going to rely on a bit of luck, but you know, I just don't know that it would beat either the 1 or the 2 with the draw it's got. But if it gets the right run and has the last ping at them, maybe it could. One other that might be a bit of a threat, and this is that Balius, who's got 1 on the second line, will follow out Really Desirable. 3 back on the fence, no worse than that. Might bring that into play as well. And my bolter is that NZ Flight, who's around $4.30 the place. Now, theoretically, a nice enough run close to the speed, and NZ Flight could probably play a part in the minor money as well. But it'll be a 1-2 battle between Really Desirable and Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style was good last time out. It was coming into it fresh. It was a pretty good training performance from Nathan, and the horse did it okay. But on the other hand, so did the one runner, Really Desirable. So you can sort of take your pick really between the 2 of them. For the minor money, I think a Solar Bella, as long as it doesn't end up parked, could get a wee piece of this, and it may well do. I'm not too sure there's too much gate speed wider out with Hannah's Boys, Starry Delight, Live to Tell and Play Action. I just don't know that any of those 3 have got the firepower to go and mix it with the other 2 early on, so may end up parked, a Solar Bella. And that would put the 14, who's got 3 on the second line, into a nice spot, wouldn't it? That would be perfect for Jason's thoughts. Maybe he's already worked that out. If he stays right on the back of the Solar Bella and follows them through. I don't know that there's all that much gate speed wider out, which might bring Balius into it. The smart thing would be to take the 1-2 in the field, wouldn't it, really, to be fair? NZ Flight, yeah, nice enough run, can get a wee piece of this. That would make the multi really nice. And Clifton Tactic at 18s and 4s is offering very nice money. Jace, you're pretty keen on it. You put it on top, so you're obviously hoping that you're going to get a cosy sort of a run here, but what are your chances of that? 50-50?
I don't know, Davey, do you know much about this stuff?
What's that?
I'm playing it now. There you go. I didn't see you in this video, actually.
Oh
dear, yes.
Dear.
It is apparently Gangnam Style.
Oh yeah, all right. You're calling.
Well, that's from the breeder. So Dave Mobley, Gangnam, like G-U-N. Anyway, that's what we're going to call it tonight. I don't think it can win actually. It's way too short for me.
I'm with the 1.
Yeah, I'm with 14, as you know. Great money, out to $20 the 14. So have a go each way. It's better than backing one at $1.50. 14, 1, 2 and 12 for me in this one, but yeah, no, it's an interesting race. There's plenty of scenarios going on here, but we'll see what happens. So in behind the mobile for the Caltech City North Mobile Pace, the second tonight, first to be early quaddie. 150 now Gangnam Style from gate 2, last week's winner. Down towards the starting point, 2002, there's the green light, and they're off and running. Gate speed from Really Desirable. Coming forward is Gangnam Style, Isola Bella and Anset Flight early. Plenty of interest in the lead, but Gangnam Style will be the first to the peaks, followed through then by Barlius, who end up 3 back the inside. Feel Real from the second row in front of Clifton Tactic, a length and a half away, Starry Delight, Leander Lily deep on the inside. Further back then to Hannah's Boy, Play Action, and back to last early as the Dual Acceptor, Live to Tell. 17.50 out from home, bit of a duel on up top here. Isola Bella's going to win that duel too and take the lead into the back over Gangnam Style, Ease to Trail. 3 lengths away, third Really Desirable. Followed through then by Inset Flight, who's caught out in the breeze. Gangnam Style wasn't happy to be in the trail here, and he's hooked out of the trail for Williamson and moves on to the lead. 43.8 was the lead time. 4 back on the inside, Barlius. 1 out, 1 back is Feel Real. Clifton Tactic follows that. Back on the inside, Leander Lily from Starry Delight. 1 off around Hannah's Boy. Second last is Play Action and 2 lengths away to Live to Tell. 15 lengths off the leader, who is the raging hot favourite, Gangnam Style, up to the turn. Closed off at $1.70 on the tote. Leads a length and a half in the trail is Isola Bella. Third on the outside is Anset Flight. First quarter of the last mile, 33.2. So certainly a cushy sectional for the leader. 3 back is Really Desirable, 4 back Barlius. 1-1 is Feel Real. Clifton Tactic is 3 back and 1 off around Leander Lily as they walk past the winning post. The next is Starry Delight, who's outside of the next. Hannah's Boy, Play Action still second last, and 2 last is Live to Tell. 900 left to run on the bend out of the straight in the Caltech City North Mobile Pace, led up by Gangnam Style. Leads a length and a half. Isola Bella on the leader's back. Second quarter was 31.7. Third on the outside is Anset Flight, who's been parked the trip. 1-1 Feel Real. 3 back the inside is Really Desirable. Clifton Tactic the outside. A length away, Barlius the insides from Starry Delight, driven up in front of Leander Lily. Well back is Play Action, Hannah's Boy, and still last is Live to Tell. 500 left to run. Down the far side, Gangnam Style leads a half, and Set Flight. Back on the inside, Isola Bella awaits the Washington VC passing lane. The next is Feel Real. Behind those, Really Desirable, Needs Luck. Next is Clifton Tactic. Further back then to Barlius, Starry Delight, Play Action, Leander Lily, Live to Tell, and Hannah's Boy. 30 seconds, the third quarter on the turn. In front, Gangnam Style, pinch a length and a half. Isola Bella going to the passing lane. Further back then, a Really Desirable. Deeper out, and Set Flight, Barlius, but it's up by Gangnam Style at the 100. Out by 2 lengths, getting to second, Really Desirable, but Gangnam Style too good for them. He scores. Second will be maybe Isola Bella. In front of, on the inside, Really Desirable, and Barlius hitting the line strongly out wide. Behind those, Leander Lily. Then came Hannah's Boy when it was all over. Inset Flight, Starry Delight, Feel Real, Live to Tell, Clifton Tactic, and last in, Play Action. Final quarter, 28 seconds, and they've gone 2:47 here, so again, no speed on in the middle, and it suited Gangnam Style all right, and he's just out sprinted them here nicely at 170, 120 at tote close for Nathan Williamson. Isola Bella, I think he'll get second in front of Really Desirable, and close up was Barlius getting through. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 fence here, the first 4 home in race number 2 on the card. Davey, the fence is the best place to be, isn't it?
Absolutely, pretty tame affair, wasn't it? They gave him this race. He worked to the lead, was headed off by Isola Bella, who I thought was going to be parked early, but Kirk went to the top. Round comes Nate, takes the lead, dawdles around the track, and sprinted the last little bit. Anset Flight was the one that was parked, which didn't help my multi much, did it, really? Boxed on okay. Barlius getting out to grab fourth money. Isola Bella and Really Desirable. So it's going to be 2, 3, and 1. Yeah, it was a pretty tame affair, to be really blunt about the whole thing. They virtually gave him the race. He just dawdled around, no pressure on him, and ran home very strongly in the run home. And Gangnam Style gets 2 on the trot here, and Nathan Williamson takes out the second, and Dexter took out the first. So they're level pegging the pair of them by Gotta Go Collect from My Amber Jane. Is the breeding of the winner number 2, who did close the favourite, ran about $1.70, $1.20. Isola Bella's around $2.30, and Really Desirable at $1.40. That's the second, and everybody more than happy with the favourite taking it out in good style as well. And it's only a 3-year-old this, so that's win number 2 from start number 6, so it's developing a nice sort of a record. That's the second on the card. Daryl's still on the chair, I think, back in the studio. And our thirds, time to go at around about 6:30.
Thank you, Dave. And the favourite gets here. Nathan Williamson kicks back and grabs himself 3 points up against Dexter Dunn in what should be a good battle in the Drivers' Challenge. Stonewall Stud Drivers' Challenge, and Gangnam Style 170-120. Isola Bella gets the second at 2.30, and Really Desirable number 1 at $1.40. 2-3 Quinella $8.50. 2-3-1 Trifecta 32.710. The 2-3-1-10 first for $206.10. $206.10. So from Forbury Park at race 2, about to get our meeting underway at Alexandra Park. And the first race about to come to us to kick off a quaddie race 2 will kick off the quaddie, but looking forward to the first coming up here. We have David Butcher, the favourite in the Drivers' Challenge at Alexandra Park, and just bringing that up for you at this stage. And David Butcher $2.40, Tony Hurley here around $4.10, and Zach Butcher $7. Any other driver $5. Also Scott Phelan, Joshua Dickey and Brent Mangos also right in the mix as well, looking at the Drivers' Challenge for Alexandra Park tonight. Looks to be a nice evening in Auckland as we head off to Alexandra Park for the first time, and looking forward to your input, Craig Thompson, throughout the night. You've been in great form over the last week or two, so I say a very good evening to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl. A very good evening to you. Welcome to Alexandra Park. Beautiful night here in the city of Sales. It's been a clear, fine old day, but cold this evening. Going to get up to a low of about 6 degrees, and it's at this stage getting pretty close to that, I can tell you. But be good racing here at the park tonight. Nice 3-year-olds going around, the likes of Motown Shandell in our feature race. Finding a best bet of the night has been pretty difficult for me. I thought River Emperor in race number 9, I thought he was so good winning last start, so thought he was clearly a horse that should back up and go close to winning again in a similar field. So race 9, he was around about 260. River Emperor, I thought he's the best of the night, race 9. We did a little multi with bronze over as well. So $20 multi, bronze over up River Emperor in races 6 and 9 tonight. I thought they were two very, very good bets. We'll hear from Josh Dickey as well. He gave it a decent push, bronze over in the 6. So there you are, 506. Bronze over at 250. River Emperor's moved into 230 on option 509. Race number 1 starts us off 1,700 metres. Favourite here is Spring Campaign, trained by Ray Green. Starts 1 the second. I haven't seen this horse since January, but he's trialled up a couple of times, including a very quiet trial on the weekend. I thought he worked up nicely, and it'll be very hard to beat. His main rival will come from runner number 4, Up All Night. Trained by the Telfer Garlic team. They've got 5 in it. Caught up with Scotty Phelan earlier in the night.
Okay, we're just losing Craig Thompson there at Alexandra Park. Apologies for that. Hopefully we can get back on course. And David Butcher with the favourite in the first, Spring Campaign at $1.90 with the book $2.70. The 5 at $4.80 and at $1.45. So hopefully we will get back to Craig Thompson before we bring Craig back in. Not too sure what happened there. So we can get back on course to Craig, leading into race 1.
Comms there at the moment, so back up all above board. Let's get to that interview with Scott Phelan. As I say, the stable have got 5 in race number 1, a strong hand, probably the best of them, runner number 4. Good book in the first, Up All Night, first starter here, nicely bred, half to Cilantro. What can you tell the viewers about the way it's working?
Look, she's trialled pretty good. She won pretty good at Pookie in her last trial, and she's got good gate speed, so we'll be using it tonight, and hopefully we can keep going at the end.
Yeah, the stable got 5 in the race. I won't ask you about all 5, but is she clearly the best of the 5?
Yeah, look, at this stage she is. Her and Chicken probably the best too, and look, he's got a bad draw, but look, he's a horse that'll be running on at the end and be probably one to follow.
Yeah, this one's nicely bred. 2-year-old filly by Rock and Roll Heather out of Spicy, who was a very good mare. Half to Cilantro and Ashton Kay, who was quite progressive last season. Nice draw. Gate speed is there. I think they'll go forward with runner number 4, Up All Night. Josh Dickey, he drives the stablemate number 6, Happy Magic. This is what he had to say. Thanks for your time tonight. You pick up drive here, Happy Magic in the first for the Telford Garlic team. Don't know if you know much about it, but a race that should set up okay for it.
Yeah, sort of drawn okay there. There's a couple in there that seem okay, but we'll just see what sort of trip we get, and could be a good place bet.
45 and 9, so at big money, Happy Magic. Could have a little more magic, got a bit of a pedigree, but he's a horse that's quite big. You could see him being a nice horse next season. One to follow maybe out of tonight, runner number 6. I marked them 9 on top and had a good look at him coming through the Parade Ring Spring Campaign. He was a debut runner, second behind Alto Intrigue, first up at the park, and then went fair behind Superimposed, second up. They put him aside. He's come back, and look at him on track. He's got a lovely shine on his coat at the moment. The workout last Saturday was very good, and I think he's clearly the horse to beat 9 Spring Campaign. 4 Up All Night, definitely in the mix, along with 5 Louis Alberto. But as if you're sitting back here and you're going to take a treble in race number 1, make sure you got number 5 Louis Alberto in the mix as well. There's 2 trials to date. Both times he's hit the line nicely. I think he's a bit of a follower, but if he gets the right run, he can win this. 5 Louis Alberta, 9, 5 and 4. Best of the rest, 7 Mark of Integrity. He's got a bit of race day form. In saying that, I think he's trailed in all 3 starts and got the perfect run to run in the money. Barrier 7 from 1,700 metres. He's going to need a little bit of luck. 9, 5, 4 and 7. Aaron's with 9, 4, 7 and 5. I say very good evening to you, Aaron. On start time for the first, the Special Olympics fundraiser, 29th of July, mobile pace. Favourite has won the second row Spring Campaign, but he did show ability early on in his career.
He certainly did, Craig. A very good evening to you. Evening, everybody, as the runners start to score up for the opener. I'm with Spring Campaign. Workout form's been good enough too to suggest he'll put in a good showing here tonight. The 4 Up All Night, beautiful looking type by Rock and Roll Heaven out of and 5 with the runners in behind the yellow bar arm for the first of 10 out of Alexandra Park, the Special Olympics fundraiser, 29 July mobile. Second night of 4 for Christmas at the races at Alexandra Park, midwinter Christmas, and they're off, and Up All Night gets off the arm strongly. From on the inside, a double twist, and they're followed then by Anna Kenner. Coming forward, Mark of Integrity. Spring Campaign, early 3 back on the inside, is looking to come forward too. Now up on the outside was Happy Magic. Back in the field, settling down third last, Brooks Rose. Louis Alberto on her back, and back last, been taken back from its wide draw check in the run off the gate in 6 seconds. As they work to the lane, and Up All Night leads Mark of Integrity. Double twist, lovely run in the trail for Mango in the 1-1 as they come to the lane with 1,200 metres left to go was Happy Magic. Back over on the inside, Spring Campaign just awkwardly spotted 3 back the markers. 31 and 3 the opening quarter. They're followed by Anna Kenner racing on the outside of Brooks Rose in the last pair. Louis Alberto, and on its back is Check In. They work the stables corner, their one and only time, and Up All Night, the Rock and Roll Heaven filly in the hands of Scotty Phelan. Leads by 3/4, Mark of Integrity. Double twist, a lovely drag in the trail, and 1-1 to Happy Magic. Spring Campaign 3 back on the inside of Anna Kenner, the second quarter 31.9. The last trio, Brooks Rose on the inside, to its outside Louis Alberto, and the last is Check In. 650 to go. Special Olympics fundraiser, 29 July pace. Up All Night leads only by a neck now, closing in Mark of Integrity. Double twist will wait the passing lane. There followed 1-1 Happy Magic. Spring Campaign all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 back on the inside. He's still got plenty of run in him, just needs a wee bit of luck now. Then Anna Kenner taking off Louis Alberto. Brooks Rose back in the field, as to his Check In. 29 and 4 the back straight quarter. Up All Night, Mark of Integrity. Double twist for the passing lane. It comes now. There followed by Happy Magic. Spring Campaign. Louis Alberto getting to the outside. Up All Night, Mark of Integrity. Double twist joining in Happy Magic down the outside. Up All Night. Double twist. Happy Magic. Double twist getting through on the passing lane, and Mango secures the first. Up All Night. Happy Magic third. Spring Campaign. No luck at all. They were followed by Mark of Integrity. And then came Louis Alberto. Brooks Rose back in the field, as too was Anna Kenner, and back with those was Check In, and 2:06.6 was the overall time home, and 27.7. Nice win, had the cold shot, the passing lane, and Arts Place filly out of Give It a Whirl Girl. She's got plenty of breeding about her, and in the Brecon Bloodstock colours, the top 10 syndicate, they get another individual winner. Nice run too by Up All Night, goes down bravely on debut, and they were followed by Happy Magic. Maybe Mark of Integrity will just get fourth in front of the desperately unlucky Spring Campaign. Had plenty to offer, but had nowhere to go in the home straight. In the Special Olympics fundraiser 29 July mobile pace.
Official placings race 1, the Special Olympics fundraiser on the 29th of July mobile pace. 146795, 146795. Horse 1, Double Twist, paced the 1700 metres in 206.56. Mile rate of 159.81. Last 857.1, the 427.7. The margins are long neck, a half length, 3/4 of a length. 146795, race 1. All official Special Olympics fundraiser on the 29th of July pace.
Double Twist gets the first call from Judge Graham McLennan tonight. Brecon Farms top 10 syndicate, the owners. Brecon Farms, the breeders of the Arts Place filly out of Give It a Whirl Girl. A full sister too, a Twist and Twirl. A very good performer here at Alexandra Park in the past. Brent Mangos, the trainer-driver out of Pukekohe. And Double Twist will come back at the head of the field, victorious on debut. Mike and Linda Ringrose, along with Martin Joyce down there to be part of the victory celebrations, and Pat Gubb, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. 4 Up All Night, Rock and Roll Heaven, Spicy Brown 2-year-old filly for second. Stonewall Stud Limited and the Stonewall Fillies Syndicate number 9, the owners. Steve Telfer, Chris Garlick, trained out of Papakura, Scott Phelan. 6 Happy Magic, Rin from Air to Wear, 2-year-old Bay Gelding out of A Little More Magic for a third for Stonewall Stud Limited. Stonewall Boys number 1 Syndicate, and the Fly Under the Radar Syndicate. Joshua Dickey for the Telfer Garlic training combination. Totes in the first. Double Twist, number 1 at $10.20 and $2.40, $10.20, $2.40. 4 Up All Night, $1.70, $1.70, and 6 Happy Magic, $9.90, $9.90. Quinella, $24.60, $24.60. Trifecta, $855.30, $855.30. The first 4 partially struck, $4,583.80. $4,583.80. Carry forward jackpot into the first 4 for race 2 of $1,375. $1,375 to jackpot through to race 2, which is the Woodland Stud Mobile Pace. 2,200 metres to open the early quaddie. Take out number 7, Steady Rain. We race in 22 minutes at 20 minutes to 7 o'clock.
Solidly Happy Wife. Chased home Al's Girl in the... it was a slow heat, it must be said, of that New Zealand Racing Series that night, but she was only beaten a neck. And then fourth to Subic Bay last week in a pretty tidy field. Happy Wife drawn the middle again, but she's operated really well from there in the past. Happy Wife, just a question of what sort of run she's going to get with that inside pressure and then the dog's coming across. But she's drawn next door to Downgrade King, who's going to be one of the slowest into stride in this race, you would think. Downgrade King drawn the middle, and it's good to see him working through the grades and up to Class 5, but it's hard to see with his fairly average opening sectional Downgrade King how he could win a race like this unless there was a great deal of trouble, and he managed to avoid that. I haven't actually mentioned Wild Effective in the 7 and should, because he's getting off the lids really well. Out a bit wide today, sort of wider than 4. The wins don't come quite as frequently, but he puts himself in the race always Wild Effective, or pretty much as a rule. See what he can do there. I've left him out of the 4, and I've left him out before, and he's delivered, so he's always well backed and always well supported by the WEBC syndicate, who are lined up beneath me here. To the Traps Race 5, Laser Plumbing, Wanganui Class 5 Sprint. Spirit Run, Vito Baxter, Downgrade King and Wild Effective, front line. And second line, Cheap Shot Matty, Happy Wife, Ritza Roman, Sedgebrook Babe. Vito Baxter, $3 the tote, $3.80 the book, jumps off the 3. How will he begin tonight? Ready to run in the 5th. Racing, Vito Baxter out fairly, Cheap Shot Matty beat it out though, and also going forward there, Ritza Roman, Wild Effective out wider on the track, then Downgrade King round the outside, Sedgebrook Babe the inside there for Spirit Run, and Happy Wife's at the back. Coming across the top, slipping through the inside, Vito Baxter underneath, Cheap Shot Matty back and behind them then to Ritza Roman. And Spirit Run, who's got up for 3rd, that's a good run. It's been 3, 2 and 1. And then home 4th would have been Ritza Roman. He was pretty average up the straight. Followed back there by Wild Effective. Happy Wife was never in the race. Sedgebrook Babe neither. And Cheap Shot Matty beat a couple in, but not Cheap Shot Matty. Downgrade King. 17:33, the winning time here for Vito Baxter. Just keeps finding ways to win this dog. Blasted to the front for a couple of weeks and dropped to the rail. Gets out just okay today. That was a good effort there. Look at that head on, ducking between the 2 and the 1 and scything to the rail. It's been a good run from the 1. Not sure about the 6 here. Ritza Roman, just a bit awkward up the straight. He didn't really hit out that last 50 metres at all. 17:33, run home 10:46, 2.5, 1.5 and 2 lengths. 3 in a row for Vito Baxter, John McInerney the trainer, 3, 2, 1 and 6. 6.87 lead up. Sharp opening sectionals those last couple of races. Vito Baxter by Valicette out of Cynthia Baxter for Troy Prevost and John McInerney the trainer. Win 14, starts 61 and 3 straight victories for the dog. Was the favoured way in the quaddie, but it still paid $477, even though a $5.60 third favourite win the first leg, second favourite won the second leg, Freddie Bedrock. Sedgebrook Magic, I know that previous was tough and I took the field, but he wound out the favourite and he was the bookies' favourite too. And then Vito Baxter, who's been bookies' favourite all day, he's paid $4.30 the tote and $2, $2.30 for the 2 and $3.30 for the 1. It was good effort Spirit Run to run third there. Quinella $12.30, Trifecta $147.70, and the 3, 2, 1 and 6 first 4, $764.60. Sammy Stone bringing the dog back at the head of the field. Vito Baxter makes it 3 straight. Now that quaddie, 4, 1, 6 and 3, of course subs in the last 2 legs, favoured-ish dogs in the first 2 legs, $437.60, and if you want to play the late quad, we'll run away with that on race number 9 tonight, which I can tell you goes at 20 after 8. We'll head to Forbury Park as we get around our New Zealand venues, and my opportunity to say a very good evening to Dave McDonald. Dave, I know it's going to be a crisp night down there, and I can assure you here on the west coast of the lower North Island, I should say, the same is going to apply.
Yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it, Rosso? Thanks, bud. And yeah, it's look, I tell you what, this temperature's just plunging. The moment the sun went down, it just dropped, and it's just dropping as we talk. It's going to be a doozy frost. Take No Prisoners, that's the one I like in this. I think this is a very nice horse, this in the making. It's only a 3-year-old, and from what I've seen of this horse right from day one, I just like it. Sure, there's a wee few sort of kinks in the armour, but they'll be ironed out in time, and this is just tonight's just the process of doing such, really. I think it wins this race, really. I like it. $2.70. I know it's a trotting race and things can happen, but to my way of thinking and what I've seen, this is a pretty nice little horse. So, yeah, no trouble to me to put this on top clearly. I think it's the one on the field that, ability-wise, in the future is going to go the furthest. So I like it, and Nathan's got a chance to get 2 on the board here. Dexter the first and Nathan the second, and he can pinch another one here, really. I think if Take No Prisoners can do the business in this. The hardest to beat might be the 4-runner here, Sundance Flyer. Look, the last 3 starts have been crackingly good runs from Sundance Flyer. Tonight will be no different, around $4.40, $1.40, Blair Orange doing the driving. It's a big threat. The one, Sam Gallion, yeah, I sort of like it a wee bit too, but I'm a little gun-shy with trotters going from that one barrier spot. However, it's in the right barn, isn't it? Brad doing the driving for Father Phil. It's around $8 player. I like the 10-runner, Monkey Luck, a little in this too. I think that's... I know it's paying $7.50 a place, but it's a really nice gold coin horse, that Monkey Luck. This is the type of race that could probably bob up and take some of the minor money, even a little bit better than that, should, touch wood. The more favoured runners make mistakes, but hopefully that won't happen. But I think Monkey Luck is a pretty nice $5 a place horse in this. It's paying $7.50 to place, and that's pretty nice money. Even a gold coin on that wouldn't be the worst. The 10-runner, Monkey Luck, yeah, like it. Who else has a chance in this? Belmont Invasion, number 8, keeps on running nice races. This horse is at $9.90 and $2.60. You haven't really missed that either. And Brett's got a runner here, Brett Gray, and his runner is the Badger, number 11. Now that was doing some pretty nice work last time at the end of the race, the Badger, and it too is in single figures, $7.90 and $2.10. So it's not the worst either. So maybe Take No Prisoners and Sundance Flyer up front with a few round it. Evander to go number 2 was 3rd last time out, and it's around $5 for the place. And Sam Gallion from 1's at $2.70. So yeah, I like 6-4, 110, maybe the 8, Belmont Invasion, because it has been running some pretty nice races. The previous taken out by Gangnam Style, number 2 it was, and the first of the evening was taken out by Dexter Dunn, Hayden's Medal from 9 at the gate, doing the business. Coats on, kids, because it's getting chillier and chillier as the night goes on. Upstairs to you, Jace, for the 30 Hollows Timber Trot. I'm a big fan of this Take No Prisoners. I think it's a pretty nice horse in the making. You got it on top?
No.
Oh, what do you mean? You went Sundance Fly, right?
Well, yeah, I do like it a lot, actually. The more we get closer to a start, yeah, 4. I don't mind the 1 either. What's wrong with him?
Nothing. Yeah.
Part of it much, actually. He's got some heavy hitter owners, but they obviously haven't backed him yet, although as I speak he's gone from 8s to 6s, so maybe their money's starting to filter on. He's a nice trotter, that Sam Gallion. He's been freshened up and he trialled good behind Madam Spur, who should go very well on Sunday at Timaru, so I like him, the 1. The Badger, yes, he's getting better every time. Belmont Invasion is 2, really, and yeah, I'll Take No Prisoners in for 4th. I don't know, I wasn't overly impressed with it 2 weeks ago, I must say. Yeah, I'll put it in for 4th, but yeah, I wouldn't be backing it any less than, say, $4.50, Davey.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, the proof's in the pudding. It'll come. Yeah, I don't mind it. I like it. That one alley worries me a wee bit with the Sam Gallion. They can sort of dwell a wee bit from there. And being the 2002 meter, you haven't got long to recover if you're going to make a mistake. So, yeah, the money around it is nice, though. It's at $6 now. You're talking it down all the time. Belmont Invasion at 9, Monkey Luck's at my roughies at $4.90 the place, which is nice money, and $9 for the Badger. Flurry, who had a win on its card somewhere on the line, way back. The mare had a shuffle. It's long on the odds. Scotty Trouble is long. Evander goes probably a little bit longer than what it should be, really. It's at $17 odd in this. So if you're quaddy wise, you'll be all live after the 2 took out the first leg. 6, 4 and 1 are probably the numbers you need on the ticket here, as they're about to turn around and face the starter for this. The trip here is 2,200 metres. It's the Hollows Timber Trot. And back to you, Jason. We're just about set to go.
Thank you, Davey. And we're almost set for the first of our trots tonight. C1 trotters getting the first crack. favourite for the race, Take No Prisoners, a little bit hesitant to come into his line. He's out the back, turning around at the moment. Sam Gallion standing well down in 1 for now. So we're just waiting on this favourite, Take No Prisoners, to get a run in here. They walk in, steady, about to go. Tape's gone, but I don't think it should have. Yeah, I think Take No Prisoners got a bit close. That's my guess anyway. I was watching Take No Prisoners and he got very close, and I think he might have set the tape off. Davey, what do you reckon?
I told him to make a good beginning, so, you know, he was doing the right thing, really. Just too keen. Unusual. He probably shouldn't have said it. Oh, yeah, I guess it would if it put a decent sort of bow on the tape, but normally they touch that and they just back off. I don't know. I think Davey might have a replay of that. Anyway, they're walking around again, and Take No Prisoners, $3.30 and $1.30. Sam Gallion's at 6s, Sundance Flyers at $4.50, $1.80. They really technically should be the major players in this. Monkey Luck's at $5 the place. Another Delight's at $4.80. So they're about to gear up again and have another shot at getting the Hollows Timber trot underway. And it's the third on a very cold and frosty night, which is only going to get worse here in the south. It was an absolutely crackingly hard frost last night here, and it was the same over probably the whole of the lower South Island. And if you think this is cold, it's really thought for Alexandra. They were minus 4.5 this morning and it had fog as well as their frost. And if you've ever been to Alexandra this time of the year and you've put up with that, which I have, you'll know there's other places you'd rather be. Anyway, Jace, we're just about set to go this time. Keep your eye on the 6th runner because he'll be first out.
Yeah, he's hoping he's first out trotting, eh? But we're nearly ready. Big shortener on the race, drawn 1, Sam Gallion. There goes the tape, they're off and trotting. Favourite was a little slow, Take No Prisoners. First out was Cheeky Pat. Sam Gallion trotted off the mark, coming forward out wide, Another Delight. Also King Kone up in the early rush. Evander to go as galloping, Another Delight. And also galloping was Flurry out the back door, and there's one tailed right off early, and that's the Badger, made a real hash of a start. Monkey Luck galloped at the winning post too, and also Sundance Flyers galloped up front, so Kana Julie. And coming out in front is Cheeky Pat, the bolter. Leads a length and a half over Sam Gallion, who trots forward up on the outside of it. Evander to go third. Next is King Kone from Scotty Trouble on the inside. A length and a half away, Take No Prisoners in the first half dozen. 4 lengths away then to Belmont Invasion. A similar distance away then to Another Delight. These are the mistake makers. Monkey Luck behind that. They break away 15 lengths on Sundance Flyers. Probably lost its chance tonight, and the Badger is at second last and about to be pulled up again. Here is Flurry. Down the back straight they move, 49.1 the lead time. And the leader is now Sam Gallion. Leads by a length and a half over in the trail, Cheeky Pat. Third on the inside, Evander to go. Next is Scotty Trouble on the inside, and King Kone first up in the Buchan Barn tonight is parked out. 1-1 for the favourite, Take No Prisoners. From Another Delight the inside, Monkey Luck on the inner, and Belmont Invasion the outside. These are the horses with any chance tonight. Further back then to Sundance Flyer, the Badger, and Flurry is tailed right off. 33.6 was the first quarter of the last mile. Sam Gallion first up tonight, the 3-year-old, leads a length and a half. Cheeky Pat getting a lovely run on the leader's back. Evander to go is third. Take No Prisoners has got round King Kone to be parked out for now as Belmont Invasion improves 3 wide. 4 back on the inside is Scotty Trouble from Another Delight and Monkey Luck. That's your race. 800 left to trot. The second quarter was 30.3. A good solid tempo here set by Sam Gallion, who starts the back straight the last time in the Hollows Timber Company Limited trot. Leads by 2 lengths over Cheeky Pat. Take No Prisoners third the outside. 3 wide on those is Belmont Invasion, but flat. 3 back the inside, Evander to go. King Kone's in the 1-1 sit from Scotty Trouble. Next on the outside then as they come off the back is Monkey Luck and Another Delight the inside. 400 metres left to run. Third quarter was 29.8. Sam Gallion up to the turn. A length and a half in advance of Cheeky Pat. Then Take No Prisoners. Further back Evander to go. Awaits space the inside. Deeper out Belmont Invasion. Further back King Kone, Stoddy Trouble on the turn, 200 to go. Sam Gallion in front, passing lane for Cheeky Pat. Out wide of Venus, Take No Prisoners. Evander to go, sneaking home up the inside. Sam Gallion's in front. Evander to go is trying hard with Cheeky Pat, but Sam Gallion down to the post. He's smart too. Sam Gallion wins it second. Maybe Evander to go just in front of Cheeky Pat, but it's tight that. Followed back then by Stoddy Trouble, then Take No Prisoners. Further back to Another Delight, King Kone, Belmont Invasion, Monkey Luck. A long breakaway to the Badger, who beat Sundon's Flyer in. And trotting up the straight is Flurry. Will finish tonight, but a long way after the others. 30 seconds the last quarter. 2:52.8 was the winner's time. Smart horse this. Son of the Prez, Sam Gallion. First up from a brief layoff, and he's bolted in here. Second, don't know about that. Cheeky Pat, possibly, or Evander to go. There's only a nose in that second and third. And Stoddy Trouble will get past the favourite as well for fourth. As soon as he stepped, Davey, that was it.
Absolutely. As soon as he stepped underway. Out of Naomi, well-bred horse this, and the 3-year-old. Yeah, nice performance here. It really was. Second here, I'm like Jason, I'm not sure about that. I can tell you something now. There's about $4 between the prices. Evander to go's at $4. Cheeky Pat's at $8.20. Yeah, and just really run away from them here. It was a very nice performance. Take No Prisoners, parked the last part of the trip too, was flat to the boards and no match for them here. Nice horse, Sam Gallion, the 3-year-old. He's by the Prez from Naomi and is trained by Phil Williamson, Brad doing the driving. That's our third. Our fourth's underway just before 7 o'clock here, but in the meantime we head to the other end of the country. Alexandra Park we go, and say very good evening to Craig Thompson.
Thanks, Davey Mack. Welcome into Alexandra Park. Race 2 starts off our quaddie here at the park tonight. Very even betting race, the second, with a $4.40 favourite, and Could Be Good. Source last week, threw back on the fence. Would have certainly finished a lot closer than the 6th placing that was put beside its name. Josh Dickey came off on the bend, went out, and the gap's closed. Ended up having a gallop about 100 metres from the line, and very, very unlucky. Could Be Good. Gets barrier 2 tonight. Zach Butcher, who's been driving at the trials, picks up the drive, and is your fixed odds favourite. 380, 440 on the tote. Second favourite here in race number 2. In a very even market, $6, is runner number 8, Urban Tiger. I said last week that was my last chance with Urban Tiger. Well, he may end up proving me wrong. I thought he was in front last week and given absolutely every chance for Brett Mangos. That he walked him in front, got run down late by Rack Smack, and tonight he's drawn barrier number 8. So for me, I've dropped him. Punters may want to get on. 2 Could Be Good on top for me in race number 2. Let's catch up with a horse and driver combination, or a driver and trainer combination that's really on fire at the moment. That's the Scott Phelan Telfer Garlic team. He takes the drive on the 2-year-old Step Up. Scott, you got a 2-year-old going around on the second Step Up, takes on the older horses. Not a bad trial last week though.
Yeah, look, she trialled quite good. We're pretty happy with her, and pretty happy with her work since. So, look, if she's probably going to need the run to suit though. But look, she's a nice enough maiden, and we think a little bit of her. So look, if she's running on the end good, we'll be pretty happy. But we do expect a good show from her.
Your work's been good. She trialled up nicely on the weekend. Step Up by Art Major at a dance card. It's a family that the trainers have had a lot of success with, and they had 5 going around the first. They actually would have originally had, I think, 6 in the nominations. This one was taken out to race in the older maiden grade. So split them up. 5 Step Up. She made my top 3, and she's at a price of it around about $11. So she is an each-way chance, number 5 Step Up. I put 2 on top. I thought the danger is the horse that's drawn the second row, runner number 12, Bopper Jet. He's hard to catch, but his work on Saturday was extraordinary. He came from last in the field, looped them at the 800 metre mark to get outside the leader. Ended up winning the trial. It was a really nice trial. Now, if I was sitting back now and I was going to back Bopper Jet, I'd wait till Immobile pulls away. I don't say this lightly, but he's a horse that he can be a bit of a rogue. That's why he's going to tend it walking around beside him. Let the Mobile get underway. See that Bopper Jet's schooling up behind it, and then place your bet, because nothing worse than placing your bet 2 minutes out prior to the race and he's not even scoring up and turning the other way. So bet late if you're going to have a bet in race number 2 on runner number 12, Bopper Jet. He's that type of animal. When he's good, he's very good, and when he's bad, he is horrible. And he was that last start because he refused to score up. On his trial form on Saturday, he can win this race, and he's at $10, runner number 12, Bopper Jet. 2 to beat 12. Step up in the mix. And I thought the other one that you have to consider is Amar. I know it was disappointing last start and has been backed and beaten on numerous occasions, but gee, it's a horse that will pick one up shortly. Mark Jones, I'm sure, wouldn't have her again here tonight if he didn't think that she can back up after last week's disappointing run. And Tony Hurler, he takes the drive, follows out the favourite, so should get a nice run through from the second row. Other chances in the race, Jessica Bromack, Razor Brogdon. They're both horses that's certainly up to winning a maiden race. Very tricky race, the first leg of the quaddie. Go wide. Possible anchors later on, Motown and Shandale in the last leg. And I thought Mr. Euroman, very hard to beat in leg number 3. Aaron, what has it come to you for race number 2 tonight? The Woodland Stud Mobile Pace starts our quaddie, 2,200 metres. Favourite in a very even betting race is the Stephen Reid Simon McMullen train. Could be good. Was very unlucky last week.
Yeah, very, very unlucky. Many have seen that off the tape, the well said. The runners work on to the lane. 2,200 metres the journey. Woodland Stud, Mobile Pace, 2 1/4 laps under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Midwinter Christmas at the races. Green lights, and they're often pacing. Now Flashing Good Time just swerved at the start. Will end up in the second half of the field as a consequence to that. First out Could Be Good easily gets the lead from Spirit of Love and Jessica Bromack. Then came Janet Guthrie. Amar does end up in the early 1-1. Then Flashing Good Time and Step Up. Razor Brogdon's back in the field with Urban Tiger, Bopper Jet. And Notchka will be the last as they pace out to the 1,800 metre mark. Working up into the back in this race, favourite getting a very, very soft, uncontested early lead here. Could Be Good and Zach Butcher over Spirit of Love. David Butcher out parked here with Jessica Bromack. Amar getting up on the nickel in the 1-1. Back on the inside, Janet Guthrie. Step Up paces on the outside of Flashing Good Time as Jessica Bromack has a play for the lead and will find it. 46.6 was the lead time. Amar in turn will now have a shot at Jessica Bromack as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Back at midfield, Razor Brogdon being tracked forward by Urban Tiger. Bopper Jet second last and Notchka the last as they sweep across the top. So Amar and the Iceman do lead up. Jessica Bromack. Step Up the debutante now left parked in third. Back on the inside Could Be Good as Bopper Jet's galloped out the back. Razor Brogdon 1-1. Back on the inside Spirit of Love. Then Urban Tiger. Back on the inside Janet Guthrie. They're followed by Flashing Good Time and Notchka. Bopper Jet's out of commission 30-9. The opening quarter of the Woodland Stud Mobile Pace. Judge Bell 1 to go. Amar the Real Desire filly in front will stride into the final circuit leading a little over a length from up on the outside. Step Up back on the inside to Jessica Bromack. Razor Brogdon 1-1. Could Be Good. She's trapped away 3 back on the inside. Then Urban Tiger. Spirit of Love's back in the field as they pace out to the 800 metre mark was Flashing Good Time. Janet Guthrie and Notchka looking to make ground out 3 wide on those 32 the second quarter. Amar through the back. Still leads just on a length. Up over on the outside, second Step Up. Jessica Bromack, DJB's got the lovely run in the trail and 1-1 Razor Brogdon for Nikki Chilcott. Back over on the inside, Could Be Good, then Urban Tiger. Notchka's out 3 and 4 wide as they turn off the back as Urban Tiger gets underneath her. Then Flashing Good Time, Spirit of Love. And Janet Guthrie, back straight quarter, 29.8. And onto the corner comes Amar from Jessica Bromack. Step Up, Razor Brogdon, Urban Tiger getting to the outside. Could Be Good waiting for runs the inside. It's about to come now, but Amar slips away by 2. Jessica Bromack, Could Be Good through on the passing lane. And Urban Tiger, 100 to go. Amar still a couple in front. Tonight could be the night. It will be the night for Amar. She bounces back after disappointing last week. The Iceman gets her in a length and a half. Very tight second. Could Be Good or Jessica Bromack. Urban Tiger fourth in Flashing Good Time. Janet Guthrie, there's one for the Black Book, hitting the line nicely. They were followed by Step Up, Razor Brogdon and Notchka back in the field. Spirit of Love and Bopper Jet just making his way into the home straight. 247.4, 28 was the final quarter. Oh, she's an awkward drive, isn't she? When the penny drops, We know the abilities there with Amar. She disappointed many last week after leading up and capitulating. But tonight, Tony keeps her up to the mark and gets the job done on the Real Desire filly. Very, very tight second. Could be good. And Jessica Bromack, Urban Tiger to make up the first four. And the Woodland Stud, Mobile Pace.
Official placings race 2, the Woodland Stud, Mobile Pace, 10, 4, 2, 8, 3, 11. 10, 4, 2, 8, 3, 11. Horse 10, Amar, paced the 2200 metres and 247.44. A mile rate of 22.4. Last 857.8. The 428. The margins 2 lengths, a half head, 3/4 of a length. 10, 4, 2, 8, 3, 11. Race 2, the Woodland Stud, Mobile Pace.
Amar back at the head of the field, raced by GW Deakins. Congratulations to you. Win one at start 11, capping off some very good form here in the north since coming north. Tony Hurley doing the driving tonight. The Iceman back at the head of the field for Burnham trainer Mark Jones. Real Desire, Chloe Bromack, 3-year-old Bay filly. Chiaro Bloodstock Limited, the breeders. Nice win by Amar. Charlotte Mooney down there, part of the victory celebrations for Woodland Stud. And Gordon Robertson, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. For Jessica Bromack, just gets second. The Mark III Jasmine Bromack Bay, 3-year-old filly. P.T. Blanchard, A.J. Hughes, the owners. Peter and Vaughan Blanchard trained out of Pukekohe. David Butcher. 2 could be good, well said. The Bay 2-year-old filly out of Summer Solstice. R.N. Keldo, the owner. Stephen Reid, Simon McMullen trained at Pukekohe. And Zach Butcher. 10 Amar, $6 even and $2.20, 6 and $2.20. For Jessica Bromack, $2.80, $2.80. And 2 could be good, $1.50, $1.50. Quinella, $28.80, $28.80. Trifecta, $145.80, $145.80. And the first four, $555.30, $555.30. 1 and 10 in the early double. A double twister now with Amar returns $41.50, $41.50. 1 and 4 your concession, $27 even. 27 even. Prudential or handicap trot, 2,700 metres. The third on the card will open a double. Take out number 5, Precious Moments. The third, time to go at 10 minutes after 7.
To get back on the dais somewhere. Homebush finds the 6 dog, win a 3 back, and did show some speed at its last start, but that was a month ago, Homebush finds, so we haven't seen her in some time. She's only had that one win on the track and 18 starts and didn't break 18 seconds. It is a moderate field, but again, you just have to say on what she's done here in the past that one or two might be better here. And the 4 dog, as we tick under the minute here from race 6, the Aon CPF, is Corborn Lock, who lined up on Monday. Now, he was a winner only a handful of starts ago, this dog. He hasn't sprinted often over the 305 metres, and he's found them, generally, his rivals, too fast when he has. But he's another one that comes back down in grade. But perhaps across at Manawatu he might be more effective. We shall see. He's won a couple on this track, but they've been over the 520 metres. And a Power Lee, haven't mentioned, it was a Class 1 winner, 2-back for Marcy Flip off box 3. Tough run out wide, but it's not the strongest field, so see what she can do. But she finished back in the pack from box 7, first up in Class 2, a fortnight back or so. To the traps, race number 6, the Aon CPF Class 2 Sprint. Takeaway off the inside. Number 9, Grand Allegro, where's the green and white, goes to box 3. Gold Rug for It's the Lovely, first up on the track, and Crikey up in box 7. Forward they go. Box 2 vacant. Blue Rug for Corborn Lock, green rug Homebush Fine, and pink rug Opawa Lee. Favourite off the 5, It's the Lovely, $2.30 the tote, $2.20 the book. See how she steps first time here. Ready to run. Racing, It's the Lovely out in the midfield. No Power Lee tries to cross. It's the Lovely gets underneath though. Grand Allegro going through the inside, trying to drive the inside now. Crikey. They'll be followed through there by Takeaway. Corborn Lock towards the back as they swing the corner at Homebush Fine. It's the Lovely in front of Grand Allegro. Into third, Corborn Lock, 5, 9 and 4. Crikey, the 7 dog, was fourth to go past. Then we had Takeaway. Last pair here have been Opawa Lee off a good beginning, and Homebush Fine always toiling at the rear. 17 and 71. 10.68 run home. 7.03 lead up. It's the Lovely. 5, 9, 4 and 7 the numbers here. Had to work a bit for the front. It's been quite a good performance because the initial step was just okay. But she got underneath Opawa Lee. Let's have a look at the start. It's just okay. Gets a bit crowded as Crikey comes across, accelerates, stays under the 8, who puts no pressure on her, but she gets to a clear lead, and then from there, she's safe. Grand Allegro chasing through. Crikey got to the rail, but gee whiz, from there you'd think he's got a place, but he hasn't, with Corborn Lock getting past, and Crikey ended up 4th. 2.5 by 1.5 by 3.5 lengths, the margins. And It's the Lovely. First up win from the kennel of Darcy Patama and Kelly Gommans. Kelly with the dog. And they race along with Adam Jenkins, who's got a share in many of their dogs. And win 7 at start number 15 for It's the Lovely. And really, after that initial step, which I did fear for the favourite, she's done a really good job. So we'll see how she progresses from here, from her new quarters, and Ettrick Raceway will be her regular track, you would think. $2.20 and $1 for the favourite. 9 Grand Allegro, well, at least pays a dividend, $1.90, and 4 Corborn Lock into third at $2.90. Quinella $6.10. Trifecta was $36.40, and the 5947 first 4 at $113.60. So just the 15 starts, 7 wins. Strike rate remains good by Basia Bale out of Pepinda. Latest double, 3 and 5, 12.80, 3 and 9 concession, $12.50. Vito Baxter, leg 1, 6, 3 and 5. All the favourites in the treble, but it's paid okay. With the Sedgebrook Magic, the first leg at $51.90. Second half of our program, play 6 starts, race 7, double and treble as well on the Wanganui Chronicle Class 2 over 305 metres. 9 and 10 out, that's at 7:20 for now though. We swing back to the south, Forbury Park in Dunedin, and Dave McDonald building up to your race number 4.
Yeah, thank you, Rosso. Well, we've got an interesting little affair here, actually, between Celestial Ardent and Espresso Martini. It's just in the last couple of seconds that Celestial Ardent has gone favourite here at $2.60. It's 10 cents less than Espresso Martini, who did open up the favourite $2.70. Dexter Dunn drives that too. And look, both these are going to be serious threats in this race. Espresso Martini is absolutely no slouch. Has Dexter in the bike, and we'll go from the 4 rally, where Celestial Arden has got that 8 spot. I really like Celestial Arden in this, though. Blair Orange does the driving. Look, last time out it was in behind Franco Cristiano. It was a good run. It was a very good run. Now, if it brings that game here, this field should be really scared of it. Espresso Martini is the clear biggest threat to it, the 4 runner. I've got a bit of a liking for Astro Boy, and this at around about $7. Now, Astro Boy's a 5-win horse. Coming to this from the 2 gate is going to be thereabouts throughout. Can get a piece of this. Can it win $10? You'd be tempted, but no, I don't know. I don't know if it can beat the other 2. Celestial Arden in particular, I think, is a big player in this, the biggest one. Run to Hide number 7. I give that a little bit of a chance in this too, even though it's at long odds. Look, the start before last was a really good run from that horse. Just had a bit much to do last time and couldn't really round the race off, and was back in behind him 6th or 7th. The previous one was a good one. Assessione and Pat Campbell, they both have chances too, but they're both hampered by those second line draws. Assessione, Alistair Blake trains that. He's had a pretty good season, Alistair. It's around $5.90 for the place, and has Brad Williamson in the bike. Last time he was 6th to start before. It was a good effort, went 2nd. However, has to overcome that second line alley, where there is a little bit of petrol off the front line here, and Pat Campbell's in the same boat. That's number 12. It's 16 and $3.60. It's never guilty of running a bad race. Nathan Williamson doing the driving on Pat Campbell, but really tricky from back there. Over the 2,200 metre trip. There is Celestial Arden, a 3-year-old by Rock and Roll Hanover from Arden's Darlin. And of course that's the gun breed of Noreen Stiven. Nice little horse this, and start number, it's had about 21 race day starts and has won 4 of those. Nice horse. The Yelly is tricky, to be fair. Bold Ruler, now this is an interesting runner. Bold Ruler's number 5 in this, showing $27 and $5.70. A changeover 4-year-old is Bold Ruler. Has been around for a while. I've been sort of on its case since it was a 2-year-old. It's a particularly good looking horse, and last time out was really doing some good work at the end of the race. The start before was doing some good work at the end of the race as well, and goes to the number 5 alley here, Bold Ruler, and Peter Hunter doing the training. There's a shot of Astro Boy, who's a 5-win horse and has got a nice alley to play with. So Bold Ruler, number 5, might get a shot of him. He's a good looking horse actually. They call him Dan. The stable name's Dan. Dan the man. Dan Carter actually. Pretty Boy Dan's what they call Bold Ruler. And he's a good looker. He's a 5 horse, not a 6. The 6 is the Persuader. Outside chance in this probably. Sam Motley doing the driving. The Christian Cullen 5-year-old is the Persuader. He's the winner of 4 from around about 50 starts. There is Pat Campbell going round. So I'm pretty keen on the 8-4 Quinella, and this says everybody else, though, mind you. I rate Astro Boy a chance in this, and I probably go to 7. A bit of a bowler. There he is. That's Pretty Boy Dan. That's his stable name. He's a nice horse, Bold Ruler, and he was particularly good last time out. It was in the slush, and he wasn't half dusty to start before. When he was a 2-year-old, this horse, he won a couple of trials, and gee, I thought he was really going to set the world on fire, but he just didn't quite do it. Right, upstairs to you, Jace. Celestial Arden for me, and your case for is what's your case for?
Yeah, I'm with the 8. Hey, what did you call that Bold Ruler?
Dan.
Pretty Boy Dan.
Pretty Boy Dan. That's
just say, hey, I'm Pretty Boy Dave. How are you?
Oh,
hey,
that's Pretty Boy Dan, and you call him that. Apparently, he looks at you, so he's a smart horse too.
Good word. Did he tell you he's going to run anywhere tonight?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he went good for you last week, so you never know. He might go better for your voice. I don't know. 8 to beat 4, you reckon here?
Yeah, I reckon 8 to beat 4.
Yeah, 8 to beat 4, and then we just got to find the rest. I don't know about the 7, but I'll put the 11 and 12 in. And, yeah, Astro Boy, yes, perhaps as well.
I think Astro Boy's, I think he's a player.
Well, he was 4th in a Tuapetu Cup here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, certainly no Titan banners in here. So 8, 4, 12, 11, eh? We'll have a crack at that. And, hey, good to see a good crowd here. Most people I've seen here for a while, and might be the Friday night factor, I don't know, but it's certainly not the weather.
No, it's not the weather, actually. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's got to be below zero by now, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's. I think it's colder the further up you go. There's no question about that. I'm just going to check now actually and see if we can get a bit of an update on the temperature. No, it's no good. It's telling me what it is in Auckland. That's not much good, is it? No, it's only about 10 up there. We'll come back to that, on the temperature. We'll talk horses for now. Moving up for the Hanson and King Engineers Limited Mobile Pace. Race 4 tonight. Favourite for the race is equal favourites. Favourite on the tote. It's -1. Thanks to Kelly in the truck. -1. Is that all? Close to a start. 2002, green lights on, they're off and pacing. Gate speed from over on the inside, Shell Shocked, also coming forward right beside it, Espresso Martini, Celestial Arden turning it on out wide, so the hot shot's up there early. Bold Ruler, Vastro Boy, Franco Nixon, followed back then by Ossessione. Then came Pat Campbell out wider on the track, then is the Persuader. Further back then to Run to Hide, going back to the inside with Caesar Rocks, and last early is Mordecai. 1,800 metres left to run, into the back they go. Espresso Martini has the lead. Out by 2 lengths over Shell Shock, third on the outside Celestial Arden. Back on the inside then to Franco Nixon, then came Astro Boy, who hops onto the back of Celestial Arden for an early 1-1. Lead time was 43 seconds, and behind Astro Boy Ossessione. Deep on the inside then is Run to Hide. The next through Pat Campbell, then Caesar Rocks, well back in the field of the Persuader. Second last on the inside is Bold Ruler, and Mordecai on the outside. Good speed on as they head across the top with 1,400 left to run. Pacemaker is still Espresso Martini, and he's a good leader too, a length and a half in advance of Shell Shocked, who was stuck to his back like glue. 2 lengths away, third on the inside is Franco Nixon. 1,200 metres left to run, 32 seconds the first quarter of the last mile. Celestial Arden's had to do it tough tonight, parked out, although cover's coming. Ossessione is 3 wide on the improve. In the 1-1 sit for now is Astro Boy from Run to Hide, fall back the markers. On its outside is Pat Campbell, a length and a half the Persuader, who covers Caesar Rocks. Second last on the inside is Bold Ruler, and still last the outside Mordecai. 12 to 14, first to last. Espresso Martini heads out to the 800 first. Second quarter, 29.3. And the horse has got Keen in front too. Leads 2 lengths over Shell Shocked. Ossessione's got round to parked in front of Celestial Arden. 3 back on the inside is Franco Nixon. A length away then Astro Boy. Followed through then by Run to Hide. The outside Pat Campbell. Well back Caesar Rocks. Further back the Persuader, Bold Ruler. And Mordecai the outside. Off the back, 4.50 to go. Espresso Martini really hasn't seen another horse to duration here. Now gets away by 3 on Shell Shocked, who's flat. Next is Franco Nixon, Ossessione. The next is Celestial Arden's got about 6 lengths to make up on the leader. 28-1 the third quarter. The next further back, Astro Boy on the turn. Espresso Martini's out by 5 lengths on Shell Shocked. Franco Nixon into the clear, Celestial Arden. Now Pat Campbell found a bit of space and runs on, but this is over. Espresso Martini's just run them off their legs down to the post. Espresso Martini beats Pat Campbell. Franco Nixon third in front of Shell Shocked. Followed across Celestial Arden, then Astro Boy, Caesar Rocks, Ossessione, Mordecai, Bold Ruler, the Persuader, and last in was Run to Hide. Final quarter was 28.7, and they've gone 241.2 here. And this horse just did it all itself. Espresso Martini back in the winner's circle tonight. And it's done that here before. Run them off their feet. Gets a good draw straight to the front. And it was all over here for Graham Anderson. And Pat Campbell's gone a better race tonight, sitting back on that hot speed. She's finished the best of the rest. Franco Nixon at big money third. And more big money fourth. Shell Shocked. Celestial Arden, who closed off favourite, just had to do it too tough, Davey. This horse, 241 in the cold. Good run.
Absolutely outstanding. Not only that, if you look out your window, Jason, you'll see him come around the home turn again. He's done a complete lap after winning the race. He's absolutely bolted in. 241. They had no chance, none at all. Even as far out as the 600 metres, you had the ring around this horse, and they just were not going to get anywhere near it. By Better's Delight from Putting on the Glitz, trained by Graham Anderson, and Dexter Dunn notches up 2 from 4 races here at Fulbury Park tonight. And this is, he's just hammered them. And he's just coming down the straight now. Normally they turn round halfway down the back straight and come back the other way. Not this bloke. He's done a complete lap off the track in the wind down. And he was untouched, absolutely bolted in. Espresso Martini, $2.30, $1.30. And there is the said man, Dexter Dunn, win number 203 for the season. Still can't pull him up. Amazing. Anyway, we'll bring the results of this and then we'll get back to Alexandra Park and rejoin Craig up there. And the dividends are going to be $2.30, $1.30 for Espresso Martini, Pat Campbell at $3.30 and Franco Nixon number 10 at $7.50, both second and third from line 2. The 412 Cordell is going to pay $22.50, the trifecta $498.90, and the 412-10-1 Calshot for first four $8,578.60. That's the first four. And that's the running of race 4 here at Fulbury Park. We will head north for Craig's third at Alexandra Park. And let's hope, Craig, it's a little warmer than what it is here.
Yeah, thanks, Davey. I can tell you it's not that warm at Alexandra Park at the moment. We've got a low of 4, and I reckon it's not far off that at the moment. Very cold, but clear here at the park at the moment, and it's been good racing. If you've missed the start of the night, the first was taken out by Double Twist and the second by Amar, who finally broke through for that elusive maiden win. Very competitive race number 3 tonight. Over the 2,700 metres for the Trotters, a $4.80 favourite, Lucky Fortune, will catch up with driver Todd Mitchell very shortly. This one for Lynn and Andrew Neal, who are holidaying at the moment. Nice performance last start when produced on this track behind Gintaro's when placed third. Good chance in race number 3 tonight. Other horses in the market, the Crown Jewels, $6, $8.70. I Got Rhythm. Like this tonight, $7 the book, $7.60 the tote. Kyle Marshall takes the drive, 4-win mare. On a best behaviour, would be very hard to beat here. Terascova was good last start. Luck Chin's 10 going well at the moment. It and Djokovic and Moment of Truth, the old boy. The rising 14-year-old start, 180 tonight. He's at $9.50. Todd Mitchell, he drives runner number 2, Lucky Fortune. Todd, thanks for your time tonight. Lucky Fortune goes round for Andrew and Lindell on race number 3. We haven't seen him for probably a month. His last start here was placed. What can you tell the viewers about his chances tonight?
He trod last weekend at Cambridge and trotted quite nice, so he's a drop back horse, so he's the one win off the front, but obviously he has got the ability, but he's been a little bit disappointing at times. He probably is better driven with a sit. He's got a little bit of speed if he's covered up, so but I was pretty happy with him last week at the workout, so he should be a good each way bet.
Lovely looking trotter, isn't he, with the golden tail and real showy type. He can get very worked up round at the start. That's about as good as Lucky Fortune is. He hasn't sweated up too badly, and in a fresh state tonight, he's pretty settled. Runner number 2, $4.80 the book, $5.10 the tote. There's runner number 8, Sunset Peak. He's hit and miss when he trots. Or when she trots, she tends to be very competitive, and when she doesn't, she loses at the start. Her form is 7-1-8-1. The wins is when she's done it right, and the losses is when she's obviously made a mistake. Now, she's off the 10-metre handicap with horses around her, so it's not going to be easy for her tonight. The unruly tag, she has a chance, Sunset Peak, and she was very impressive winning last week for John and David Butcher. There's a horse I do like. Paraded very nicely too, got very keen round at the starting point, did runner number 7, I Got Rhythm, by Majestic Sun out of Allegro Agitato. This one, you wouldn't get a better bred trotter going round. This one for Ronnie Lauren. Kyle Marshall takes the drive. Always promised a lot, this mare. She's won 4 races. Back to C1 company tonight, and she always races well in a fresh state. So I thought she was clear value in the race. Runner number 7, I Got Rhythm, and she's at $9 at the moment if you want to have an each way bet on her. Other chances in the race, runner number 6 to Crown Jewels. Got its second win last start after stepping away and finding the front, beat Rain Day Jatan. Nikki takes the drive today. One of those horses that doesn't like horses around it, and when it stepped and found the front last start, that was the key to it. When it gets a little bit claustrophobic, it tends to end up in a gallop, and tonight let's hope that 6 to Crown Jewels can trot throughout, keep into the clear and get around in one piece. Big chance, runner number 6. Terascova, placed last start, the horse on screen at the moment. Behind Very Persuasive. That was behind the Mobile. They went 2:48. It was a good time. She's racing well, Terascova. Usually a good beginner starts off the unruly, but her manners have been good of late, and she's an $11 chance if you like runner number 9, Terrascova. Aaron's numbers are 8, 9, 10 and 2. 8, 9 and 10 and 2 in race number 3. I'm with 7. I've got Rhythm to beat 2 Lucky Fortune, 6 to Crown Jewels and 9 Terrascova. First leg of the quaddie taken out by Amar. Second leg, the Prudential Law handicap trot. Favourite in a very even market is runner number 2, Lucky Fortune. Aaron, as I come to you, I think this will be a pretty good form race. There's a few dropping back in grade here, the likes of Lucky Fortune and I Got Rhythm, and a couple progressing through the grades, the likes of the Crown Jewels and Sunset Peak.
Yeah, you did right there. Another even race on our program tonight, Craig. I put them in 8, 9, 10 and 2. I thought last week's winner, Sunset Peak, very, very nice win out of Sierra Action by Sundon for John and David Butcher. They've got her going along very nicely. The 9, Terrascova, was good last week and behind Very Persuasive. Has to be considered here. Luck Chin's team is going super well recently. The Teenager Moment of Truth certainly has to be considered in this field. And 2, Lucky Fortune. I think this might be the first drive that the Wizards had on this one for Andrew and Lynn. So we'll see if the driver change can get that elusive win for Lucky Fortune. 8, 9, 10 and 2 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. Nothing through from the bookmakers for race 3. I can tell you all the money won race 2 was with Could Be Good. Ended up running a place, but no luck for the punters that put $3,000 on it at $3.80. So nothing through for race number 3 at this stage. We head upstairs to Aaron White for the third tonight. Of course, pick 6 is a turbo pick 6 tonight. 3 at Alexandra Park and of course 3 at Forbury Park. First leg of the turbo pick 6 terminating 50,000 starts just prior to 8 o'clock tonight. 7:59 the first leg at Forbury Park. So get out your trusty best bets, page 57, if you want to have a look at the turbo pick 6 tonight. Here's Aaron's call on race number 3.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. And just note Nicky Chilcott out there with a black armband on in the memory of 95-year-old Harry Taylor, who died last week. Harry, father of one of the Crown Jewels owners, and Phil Taylor was one of the horse's biggest fans. Harry, a keen sportsman, he was still playing competitive table tennis at the age of 93. So condolences out to the Taylor family with the passing last week of Harry, and the black armband on as a mark. Prudential or handicap trot, 2,700 metres to open another double on the card, and we're set and ready for action. Barrier Strands release. And they're off and trotting. Out nicely Tourbillon, Lucky Fortune, off stride Majestic Gal. In third is Natural, coming forward the Crown Jewels, then Sunset Peak, followed Terrascova, I Got Rhythm. Moment of Truth safely on the journey, Very Persuasive in the scruff, got underneath and around. The galloper Majestic Gal, the only one to make a mistake as they sweep across the showgrounds turn their first occasion. Lucky Fortune with the Wizard Todd Mitchell aboard comes through to lead. Sunset Peak though looking for the top spot where it was last week for David Butcher. Back on the inside, Tourbillon, then Natural. The Crown Jewels has left Park now as Sunset Peak does get the lead. Followed then on the inside of the Crown Jewels is Terrascova. I Got Rhythm on the back of the Crown Jewels. And the last of the winning chances, Moment of Truth, the Teenager. Back there too, Very Persuasive in the scruff. 20 lengths, Majestic Gal. At the judge with 2 to make, and Sunset Peak, the Sundon 4-year-old mare, onto the stables corner. From in second, Lucky Fortune, and 3 back on the inside, Tourbillon and Dylan Ferguson. 4 back is Natural as they trot out to the 1,800 metre mark. The Crown Jewels the next with Terrascova the inside. I Got the Rhythm in the 1-1. They're Very Persuasive, Moment of Truth in the scruff, and 20 to 25 lengths away now, Majestic Gal. Through the back they trot in the Prudential Law handicap, and in front is Sunset Peak by a couple. From in second is Lucky Fortune as they cut out the lead time in 1:28.7. Then Tourbillon, Naturals away from the mark, is now parked, and coming forward is Moment of Truth. The Crown Jewels with cover, back on the inside, Terrascova. On her back is Very Persuasive. The scruff is coming forward out 3 and starting to over race back last. Of the winning chances, I Got Rhythm, Majestic Gal, no chances. They sweep across the showgrounds turn, 1,250 left to go. Sunset Peak. She's picking them up and putting them down in good fashion again tonight as she works into the lane. 1200 to go, the opening quarter. Cut out in 32.7. In the trail, Lucky Fortune. The scruff has moved to the park spot. Back on the inside then to Tourbillon. Moment of Truth 1-1. Natural's got its back as they work to the judges' circuit out. Then Terrace Cove of the Crown Jewels is back third last of the winning chances. Very persuasive. I Got Rhythm. They're back at the tail. 900 to go. Stables corner again. Sunset Peak leads from Lucky Fortune. The scruff Tourbillon the inside. Moment of Truth 1-1 for Peter Ferguson. Terrace Cove of the inside of Natural. On the back of Natural is the Crown Jewels. Very persuasive. I Got Rhythm. 30-3 the second quarter. Prudential Law trot through the back. Sunset Peak from Lucky Fortune on its back in the scruff. Doing it tougher out Park. 1-1 Moment of Truth. Back on the inside is Tourbillon. Then Natural. Terrace Cove of the Crown Jewels looks to come forward now out wider. Then Very Persuasive. I Got Rhythm off the back. Sunset Peak goes along nicely. Lucky Fortune, a major danger on its back. 400 left to go. Here's Natural getting around Moment of Truth. Back on the inside, Tourbillon as the scruff yields ground then. Very Persuasive. The Crown Jewels and Terrace Cove 30-4 the back straight quarter. Sunset Peak from in the trail is Lucky Fortune. They come for home. Sunset Peak, Lucky Fortune comes after it. Moment of Truth and Tourbillon and Natural. Sunset Peak goes well. 100 to go. Lucky Fortune tries on the inside. Sunset Peak from Lucky Fortune. Sunset Peak, she'll get another victory and she'll do it in style again. Sunset Peak, Lucky Fortune, Tourbillon. Moment of Truth fourth. Terrace Cove when it was all over. Then Very Persuasive, Natural. They were followed I Got Rhythm, the scruff, the Crown Jewels, Majestic Gal 331.9. 29.7 will trim up that time with the 10 metre mark of Sunset Peak. She continues to progress through nicely. Start 5, win 3. All the victories have been pretty solid trotting performances, and she's done that pretty well. The Chief just keeping her up to the mark to hold out the advances of Lucky Fortune. Tourbillon will slide through for third from the teenager in Moment of Truth to make up the first four in the Prudential Law handicap trots.
Hang on. Official placings, race 3, the Prudential Law handicap trot. 8-2-1, 10-9, 11. 8-2-1, 10-9, 11. Horse 8, Sunset Peak, trotted the 2,700 metres in a net time of 3:31.2. It's a mile rate of 25.9. Last 860.1, the 429.7. The margins are long neck, 4 lengths, a neck. 8-2-1, 10-9, 11. Race 3, the Prudential Law handicap trot.
Sunset Peak does it again. PJ McDonald, the owner. John and David Butcher, the trainers out of Cambridge. And David Butcher, the chief, and the sulky will come back at the head of the field. Royden Lodge Stud, the breeders of the Sundon 4-year-old bay mare out of Sierra Action. Win 3 at just start number 5. And she's doing a nice job since her move north. The Sunset Peak will come back at the head of the field. Andrew Kennedy and the team from Prudential Law down there to be part of the victory celebrations. Murray Goldsworthy Race Night Steward and life member of the Auckland Trotting Club also down there in attendance. Two Lucky Fortune, Bryland Boys, 5-year-old Chestnut Gelding at a Howes Lucky, AP Neil the owner. Andrew Inland Neil trained out of Toe Foddy and Todd Mitchell. And in for a third one, Tour Beyond Dream Vacation, 7-year-old Bay Gelding at a Sun Lamp for BY Lim. Richard Brosnan trained at Ardmore and Dylan Ferguson. 8 Sunset Peak will return $6.60 on the win tote, $2.30 the place, $6.60, $2.30. Two Lucky Fortune, $1.90, $1.90. And one Tourbillon, $2.90, $2.90. Quinella, $14.80, $14.80. Trifecta, $264.60, $264.60. The first four, $1,932.40, $1,932.40. 1, 10 and 8 in the early treble. A double twist, Amar and now Sunset Peak at $484.70. $484.70. TVH Parts Mobile Pace, 2,200 metres to open the middle treble on the card tonight. Take out number 8, Big Mark. We'll race in 19 minutes' time at 7:39.
Freddie gets around them tonight and delivers. 17 and 74, 702 the lead up, 10.72 run home. 7-2, 1 and 3 the numbers. Got out nicely and then he got around the outside of Rosie Fosey and he's dashed away to score, make it 2 for the litter tonight by Sergio out of Stately Babe, earlier for Fred Kite, now for daughter Wendy. Rosie Fosey showed the speed, Magic Gina missed the kick, but he was up nice and handy, Funky Freddy. Tongariro tried to get underneath a pair of them and Serve Your Purpose drove through 2 woods off the rail, but no one was there to take it anyway. And once Funky Freddy was parked outside Rosie Fosey, game, set, match. 4 1/4, a half a length and 3/4 of a length, the margins here in race number 7. Funky Freddy, centre track, well clear. Delivers in pretty good fashion. Win 9 at start number 35 with Wendy Kite back at the head of the field. Good family night out for the Kites. Result coming shortly, our 8th. Tonight's the Adept Accountants. It's another Class 2 sprint. 9 and 10 come out and that race is due to 10 at 10 to 8. We're racing on the half hour at the moment, 20 past and 10 to the hour. In fact, pretty much throughout the program till the end here now. Funky Freddy's paid $4.40 and $2.50, $2.90 for the 2, $1.60 for the 1. Quinella $25.30, Trifecta $100.30, and the first 4 of 7, 2, 1 and 3 returned $320.10. That's the 7th on the card. As I say, we look forward to the 8th at 10 minutes to 8. In the meantime, we head back to Forbury Park, and as the horses warm up for the next, up to race number 5 here, Dave, and also closing in on the beginning of Turbo Pick 6, which I think starts with the next $3 favourite here, Dave, in the form of Fern Fever.
And really gets his chance tonight too, actually. They might be doing their warm-ups out there, but it's not getting too warm, I can tell you here. And Fern Fever comes up the favourite, $3.20 and $1. Yeah, look, it's a pretty commanding favourite too. Tilly Patron, nice enough run the inside. There's some big money here if you don't like the favourite. Gabrielle Marie can be a player. It was a nice run last time out around the $7.50 mark. Dexter looking for 3 for the night. And 20's Bad Girl and Brad Williamson at $7.50. However, speaking of the favourite, Fern Fever, joining me is Jeff Knight, who's got 2 in this as well. And thanks for coming in, bud. Chilly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit, David. But hey, it is winter and it's not raining at Forbury, so that's a plus, isn't it?
That is indeed a plus. Right, Fern Fever from the 2 gate. Is there a plan?
Oh, it's the lead, obviously. Yeah, that's what she did last week and got run down by a better horse. Gee whiz, wouldn't it be a travesty of justice? She said about 35 starts. If she could never win a race, wouldn't that just be horrible? Yeah. So tonight is her chance. It's a big go tonight.
Righto, so we go to the top and stay there.
Yep, that's Nath will go there and just try and run them. She hasn't got a lot of high speed, so just try and run them off their feet.
All right, good plan. Your other runner, Liz Moore, chance?
Yeah, lovely little filly, 2-year-old, having its first start. We'll learn a lot out of tonight, but blessed with a bit of speed and a bit of ability. She'll take a lot of learning out of tonight. She's only ever had one trial, I think, and 2 workouts. So before we bought her, so she'll learn tonight, but not out of the hunt in this.
So she's worth following.
Well, yeah, definitely is. I mean, she's working as good, if not better, than the Fern Fever at home.
Really? All right, moving on to this 1,200 metre stuff. Boy, we've got better in from 1. I guess the plan is whip out. It's only 1,200, hammer down.
Yeah, look, it's a great series, isn't it?
It's marvellous.
And a lot of fun. And we've come up with some good draws right through. And one tonight. What Nathan does is up to him. What Matt does is up to him. And Nathan's on the favourite, colour coded. We may take the trail. We just may take the trail tonight. We'll just see. But sliding blinds go on. Going to give him his chance.
All right, and your other runner, of course, is me old mate, reliable Jerry Fitz, and it's a nice enough field actually, the ninth, but from the 4 gate, he's got to get $1.
Yeah, well, that's why we dropped him in price, just to get it by a draw with him, and if he can cross, the 3 on the inside, and I'm sure the other 2 from 8 and 9 are going to come hard. If we can be 3 deep defence, well, he'll get his chance, and he's certainly a great place chance at least.
Yeah, absolutely, I think so too. All right, who's the pick of these? There's a curly one.
Oh, I just love. I'll almost cry if Fern Fever wins tonight.
Yeah, good on you. Right, I'm on your case, mate. I'm on your side. All right, hey, look, thanks for your time, mate, and good luck.
Thank you, Dave.
Cheers. So there we go. That's the plan, both of them. You've got the plan for Betadine, and you've got the plan for Fern Fever. Yeah, it would be. It would be really nice to see her win this, and I'm really on her case, Fern Fever. She was just bold last time. And actually, the horse that beat her last time was that Stunning VC, and I thought it might beat it. However, this time, I'm pretty certain there's nothing here that can beat it. So that's the plan. Sunset Peak in the previous at Alexandra Park, $6.60 and $2.30. Lucky Fortune $1.90 and Torborn, number 1 at $2.90. The 2/8 Quinella Pace $14.80. The trifecta $264.60, and the 8-2-1-10 first 4. Nice divvy $1,932.40, $1,932.40 for 8-2-1 and 10. Also completed a treble. The numbers there are 1, 10 and 8, and that dividend is $484.70. And that's the 3rd from Alexandra Park. So what do we do here? Right, Fern Fever's clearly on top. I think Trendy's Bad Girl is a big player for the minor money. Vera Mack, she might be a little bit forgotten in this field, even from that second line draw. She's around $12 and $3.40. She can seriously get some. Gabrielle Marie is an interesting runner. Now, she had her first start here last week and ran 4th, and it was a pretty tidy effort from Gabrielle Marie. She has the services of Dexter, and look, a really nice alley to work with. And she would have taken a lot out of last week's run as well. She'll be improved on that, this 3-year-old filly. And yeah, she might be more of a threat to Fern Fever than what Jeff thinks. And that horse there, Tilly Patron, is going to cop the trail if things work out as planned, and Fern Fever heads to the top. So that sort of brings Tilly Patron into contention too. But everybody's already worked that out at $6.50 and at $2.60. It's the Mike Hurring logging mobile pace, and the trip here is 1,700 metres. So it is hammer down, and Fern Fever really should cop this and cop it well. Upstairs to you, Jace. 2.5. They look the two, don't they? But he had a bit of a plug for that Liza Moore, really, didn't he? At $6 to place.
Yeah, you can have that one, Davey. I'll give you that one. You can have it 3. I won't.
No, not
for me.
Not for me either, really.
No, I'd throw the 11 if you want a Ruffy, Bully's Princess. You talk about horses that deserve a win. Well, there's one. We remember back about 6 or 7 weeks ago when she had one and she didn't get given the money. But anyway, I don't mind her tonight. She missed last week. She's 1,700 metres tonight. She might have to do a bit of work, but she follows Fern Fever out, so she's going to be prominent. The 11. I think 5 can win. Anyway, Trendy's Bad Girl, back from Addington last week. And back to this class, 1,700 metres here at Forbury. I think she can beat Fern Fever, who will be in front. Gabrielle Marie, Bully's Princess, and Finger in the Tills, the other ruffian here. Number 6, first up for Craig Ferguson. We know how he's done early in his training career. Number 6, that's the watch horse, that one, but it's a good race. So the Mike Herring Lodging and Contracting Limited, Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace fielder in behind the mobile. And the favourite is Fern Fever, number 2, $3.10 and $1.50. Second favourite, Trendy's Bad Girl, $4.60 and $2. Close to a start, 1,700 metres. Getting down towards the starting point. Almost there. Green lights up, they're off and pacing. Fern Fever had gate speed. Trendy's Bad Girl, Gabrielle Marie both coming forward as well. Deep on the inside is Tilly Patron. Out wider on the track is Kez's Lass. Then came Liza Moray. Further back in the field, Finger in the Till. Next on the inside of horses, Bully's Princess. Then came Flying Sue, Sensi. Well back in the field, Vera Mack. And last falling away, Ladies Mile. 7 seconds off the gate as they come up towards the home turn. Trendy's Bad Girl has crossed Fern Fever and leads. Kez's Lass on the charge forward, 3 wide. Gabrielle Marie is back on its inside, about to ease to a 1-1 sit. Then came 3 back on the inside, Tilly Patron, 4 back Flying Sue. Liza Moray is 3 back and 1 off, followed up then by Bully's Princess. Deep on the inside then is Vera Mack, followed back then by Finger in the Till. Sansi second last, and Ladies Mile is at the back of the field. 30.4 the first quarter. On the bend out of the straight, 900 metres left to run in the Mike Herring Lodging and Contracting Mobile, led up by Trendy's Bad Girl, leads by a length and a half, Fern Fever in the trail. Third on the outside is Kez's Lass, second quarter 31.1. 3 back on the inside is Tilly Patron, and the 1-1 and hard held 2 is Gabrielle Marie. Back on the inside, Flying Sue. From the outside of it, Liza Moray. A length away the inside, Vera Mack from Bully's Princess. Third last, Finger in the Till. Second last on the inside is Sensi, and 2 last for Ladies Mile. 500 left to travel. Down the far side, Trendy's Bad Girl. A length and a half in advance of Fern Fever, who awaits the passing lane run. Kez's Lass, 3 wide. Gabrielle Marie, 4 wide. Bully's Princess coming forward. 30 seconds was the third quarter in Tilly Patron. Further back, Flying Sue. Liza Moray off the track. Ladies Mile into the straight. 200 left to go. Trendy's Bad Girl out to attack Fern Fever and goes to it quickly. Tilly Patron about to try and get them both. Further back, Flying Sue. Fern Fever's in front though, coming hard, Tilly Patron, and battling out the minors with Trendy's Bad Girl, but Fern Fever gets its maiden. Fern Fever beats maybe Tilly Patron, getting home in front of Trendy's Bad Girl, followed across then by Vera Mack and out wider Flying Sue, Sansi. Further back, Liza Moray, then came Gabrielle Marie, Bully's Princess, Kez's Lass, Finger in the Till, and Ladies Mile at the back of the field. 28.7 the last quarter. And they've paced around 26.7 for the 1,700 metres, so a mile rate in around 1:59, close to 2 minutes anyway. Fern Fever at start 36 gets win number 1 tonight, and Nathan Williamson gets another victory, 2 for the night. Let's go for seconds tight. Tilly Patron, Trendy's Bad Girl once again. What have we got? A case of 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 pegs as well, Davey, with Flying Sue getting up for 4th spot.
Yeah, indeed. I'm not too sure about that second money, all right, but yeah, this is a well-deserved win, Fern Fever. Nobody will be more happier than Jeff Knight. And Nathan Williamson doing the job. That's 2 tonight for Nathan and 2 for Dexter, isn't it? Yeah, 2 apiece. At the moment, Trendy's Bad Girl made the top and Fern Fever had the trail. It was probably going to be game over because I always thought Fern Fever was going to out-muscle Trendy's Bad Girl on the run home, and Trendy's Bad Girl just might have been out-muscled by Tilly Patron for that second spot, but I'm not too sure about that. We'll wait the camera. And Flying Sue, I think, is going to just grab fourth money off Vera Mack. So Fern Fever, she's a 6-year-old by Better's Delight from Lady Fern, and is raced by the Gabriel's Gold Syndicate. They'll be more than happy. Fern Fever just bowled last time out and made no mistake tonight in the hands of Nathan Williamson, giving him 2 for the night. So it wouldn't be too far away with this. Fern Fever did close the favourite around about, I think it was around about $3. Yes, nice money really. $3.40 and $1.70. Tilly Patron number 1 for Alec Milne did grab second, $1.80. Trendy's Bad Girl third, number 5, and that pays $1.60. Brad Williamson the driver. 1-2 Quinella pays $8 even. The trifecta $55.80. And Flying Sue number 9 completed the first 4, and the value there is $416.90. $416.90. That's the 5th. It's north we go to Craig at Alexandra Park.
Thanks, Davey Mack. Of course, Nathan Williamson looking to get 100 wins for the season. He's got about a month left to go. I think he's sitting on around about 89 at the moment. 90 wins for the season. Another 10. He's never broken 100 for a season, so he's certainly a man that's been driving very well for the last 3 months, and it'd be nice to see him hit the century by the 31st of July. Favourite in race number 4 here at Alexandra Park is Mr. Euroman. Gee, this horse has been good in his last few starts. He never seems to draw that well, this horse, and he's copped a horrible draw here. 3 the second row. Thought his last 2 runs beyond Leica Hurricane and Bevins Cullens, he's both been running on very strongly. $2.40 the book, $3 the tote. Thought he could win race number 4 tonight. Tony Fresh off the win with Amar in race number 2 tonight, and back from holiday too. Tony Hurley had a couple of weeks away and freshened up and rearing to go. Mr. Euroman, colt by Art Major out of Little Big Sister. 16 starts, 2 wins. A lot of those races have been Premier Nights at Alexandra Park in that 3-year-old company, and he's performed very well. Got a personal best of 2:41 this horse, so if we replicate that, he deserves to be favourite in race number 4. Dangers, horse that worked very well last weekend. Number 3, Perfect Storm. Ray Green, Zach Butcher combined. Horses had the 6 starts, a win in 3 placings. Good enough to race in the Derby behind Lazarus when placed 6 2 starts ago. Then went pretty ordinary behind Bet Out of Al at Alexandra Park. Put aside, back at the workouts last week, and his work was very nice. He's paraded well tonight. Barrier number 3, Perfect Storm. Definite a winning chance. So 11 to beat 3 for me. Red October. This is a newcomer to the Peter and Vaughan Blanchard team, formerly trained by Coast Howe on the East South Island. Runs have been good. It's been taking on some nice fields, the likes of Mr. Mojito. Went to the trials at Ashburton prior to coming north in the middle of June, and trial behind Franco Cristiano. When you watch the trial, you'd have to say that Red October went very, very well. They ran a very quick last quarter. He pushed Franco Cristiano to about a half a length. Thought it was a nice trial. First time right-handed, not easy, but son of Artificial wouldn't be without a winning chance in here, and is paying $6.10. They're my top 3. Outside them, the ex-Mark Purden Italy Rasmussen horse, and number 2, Full Speed Ahead. He's been off the scene for a long time. 5-year-old now by Art Major. Had a few injury concerns. Just the 8 starts, 4 wins, 2 placings. He had a workout on Saturday. What I can tell you is he trialled okay. He probably blew out the last 150 metres. Barrier 2 tonight, Jack McKinnon takes to drive, being a Class 2 horse in a 1-2 field. He needed a junior board, and Jack picks up the drive. Full Speed Ahead will improve with tonight's run. Maybe needing another run, but too good to dismiss at a price of $7. I put them 11 on top to beat 3, 7 and 2. 11 on top to beat 3, 7 and 2. Aaron's 11, 3, 2 and 6. He's found a spot for Present Arms coming in fresh for Andrew and Lynn Neal. And Andrew Drake takes the drive in race number 4. TVH Parts Mobile Pace, 2,200 metres. 240 Mr. Euroman is your favourite. for the 4th tonight. Aaron, as I come to you a minute out from what I think is going to be a very competitive race here. We've got horses coming out of the Derby like Perfect Storm, put aside and back at the workouts last week. Interesting runner, Full Speed Ahead, because he's obviously a horse that performed so well early on in his career, had an injury concern, and back at the trials. And another ex-Southerner here in Red October that was very good at the trials behind Franco Cristiano.
Yeah, you did right there. There'll be plenty of form to take us through the next few weeks out of this race, that's for sure. 11, Mr. Euroman, I'll stick with him. He's been there or thereabouts in all recent racing. Tony Hurley. We'll put in the 3, Perfect Storm. Did race so well in the Derby. That was 2 starts ago. That was in behind Lazarus, beaten 11 lengths, but was running on. Disappointed a bit on the 8th of April, but has been freshened. Comes up with a nice draw, Zach Butcher. 2, Full Speed Ahead. He certainly has the talent. The Art Mage. TVH Parts Mobile Pace. In behind the yellow bar arm for the 4th on the card to open the middle treble. Mr. Euroman and the Iceman Tony Hurley does run the favourite. Drawn the outside of the second row. Black colours with the white star outline. Tony gunning for a couple of successes here on the program. Into the lane they come, 2200, and the TVH Parts Mobile Pace Field sent on their journey. Snow Raker out of 1 with good gate speed. Perfect Storm, though, will gather it up and go and get the early lead. Stunning Shadow to come forward from Full Speed Ahead. Formula 1, Mr. Euroman. Present Arms caught 3 wide to the stables corner. Stan Schuer's back in the field with Raak's Mark, and Red October's been taken back to last by David Butcher. 1850 to go, and Perfect Storm, Zach Butcher to sight the back straight, a length and a half. Snow Raker. Stunning Shadow 3rd and Park. Formula 1 4th and 3 back on the inside. Full Speed Ahead 1-1. Stan Schuer's 4 back on the inside. Then Mr. Euroman. Raak's Mark's got the back of the favourite. Back on the inside, Present Arms taken back to find a spot, and that spot is on the markers. He's taking up the leeway there as well, and back last is Red October. 44.7 was the lead time as they turn off the back, and it is Perfect Storm sweeping across the showgrounds turnover. Snow Raker, and up on the outside 3rd and Park, Stunning Shadow. Formula 1 is still 3 back on the marker line. 1-1 Full Speed Ahead for Jack McKinnon. Stan Sure back against the markers. Mr. Euroman and company with that pace up. They're followed then by Present Arms, the insider, Raak's Mark, and back last is Red October. Into the lane, a lap and a quarter left to go. 33.5 was the first quarter of the last mile, and Perfect Storm, the American Ideal gelding, getting away with a very, very cheap time of it in front. Down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go over Stunning Shadow. Back on the inside then to a Snow Raker. In the 1-1 Full Speed Ahead as they work the stables corner. Then Formula 1. Mr. Euroman 5 lengths off the lead on the outside of Stan Sure. Then Raak's Mark, Present Arms. Red October the last. 8.50 left to go. Perfect Storm heads out to the back, second quarter in 31.9, so it's just going to be a sprint home, and this leader's had a very soft lead. In second, Stunning Shadow. Snow Raker back on the inside, then Full Speed Ahead around Formula 1. Mr. Euroman, Stand Sure as the order remains the same. Raak's Mark, Perfect back on the inside. Present Arms, and back last, Red October, 500 to go. TVH Parts Pace, off the back they come, and in front, Perfect Storm a length from Stunning Shadow. Back straight quarter completed in 29.4. Waiting the passing lane is Snow Raker. Full Speed Ahead. Here's Mr. Euroman getting on the journey now. Raak's Mark, and then came Formula 1. Homeward bound, Perfect Storm. Mr. Euroman thundering home down the outside. Stunning Shadow back on the inside. Snow Raker, Perfect Storm on the outside. Mr. Euroman lengthening strongly now. Perfect Storm, Mr. Euroman. Perfect Storm, Mr. Euroman. Zach Butcher, perfect drive out in front. He'll get the win with Perfect Storm from Mr. Euroman. Snow Raker maybe just third. Raak's Mark and Formula 1 there for fourth. They were followed then by Stand Sure. Full Speed Ahead. Further back, Red October. Stunning Shadow. Present Arms 247.3. 27.6. Zachary Butcher stole it off the front. 44.7 was the lead up. The first half in 65.4, just a sprint home, and he's out-sprinted the favourite. Good to see him bounce back too. Perfect Storm here. Second, Mr. Euroman. Snow Raker will be the third. Maybe Raak's Mark in front of Formula One there for the first 4 spot. They've paced the last 800 metres in 57.
Official placings, race 4, the TVH Parts Mobile Pace. 3:11.1, 4.95. 3:11.1, 4.95. Horse 3, Perfect Storm, paced the 2200 metres in 2:47.28. Mile rate of 2:3.3. Last 857, the 427.6. The margins are half neck, 1 length, 3/4 of a length. 3:11.1, 4.95. Race 4, the TVH Parts Mobile Pace.
Perfect Storm. He was 6th in the Northern Derby 2 starts ago. He's back at the head of the field tonight after the TVH Parts Mobile Pace. And a beautiful front-running drive by Zach Butcher. Made it a sprint home, gets home for Lincoln Farms Limited, C. Camilleri and K. Pratt. And that's win 2 at the 7th time of asking. American Ideal, 3-year-old bay gelding at a saturation, bred by Woodland Stud New Zealand Limited. Ray Green, the trainer out of Pukekohe. Zach Butcher back at the head of the field. Brendan Chillingworth and the team from TVH Parts down there, part of the victory celebrations. David Turner, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also down there in attendance. 11, Mr. Euroman, Art Major Bay, 3-year-old gelding out of Little Big Sister for GJ and Mrs. S.L. Rack second. Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver from Papakura, 1 Snow Raker for third. 4-year-old bay gelding by Gotta Go Cullen out of Flamingo Queen. JH along with Mrs. P.R. Butcher, M. Lai, M. Andrews, the owners. Adrian Matthews trained at Waiuku and J. Abernathy. 3 Perfect Storm, $4.20 and $1.50, 4.21.50. 11 Mr. Euroman, $1.40, $1.40 and 1 Snow Raker, $6.80, $6.80. Quinella, $4.40, $4.40. Trifecta, $172.30, $172.30. And the first 4, $1,105.70, $1,105.70. 8 and 3 in the double at $20.50, $20.50. Sunset Peak and Perfect Storm. 8-11 concession at $4 even, $4. United Truck Parts Mobile Pace, 2,200 metres, the 5th on the card to open a double, and it will also be the second leg of the $50,000 turbo terminating pick 6. First leg at Forbury Park underway in about 13 minutes' time. Number 1, Charleston Bell, is the only defection out of race number 5. We start at 10 minutes after 8.
8 dogs, Odd Fellow. He's a good, honest campaigner, this dog. He's won 6. And the best he's done 17.93, which doesn't really cut it, and he's struggled from wide. But he puts in. Every time he puts in, Odd Fellow, and gives his best. And his best is just a touch under 18, which you think probably not going to be good enough here. Crystal McBell in the blue there, winner 3 back from the McInerney team, and Sammy is with that dog, Crystal McBell, who's won 3 from 38. 2 from 7 here on the track though, and has posted some reasonable figures here. Crystal McBell. Squeeze box, tough for her, but wouldn't say there's lightning pace around her either, so she gets her chance from the off. 90 seconds out from start time. Only a couple of runners we haven't covered here. One of them's the 3, Business Review. Led and won. 3 back. In and around that, pretty hard to catch. Have to be said that 305 metres here hasn't really been her go. If she jumped in front like she did at Manawa 2, then I guess things change fairly dramatically, but it's fairly hard to see that happening here. Business Review, the 1 win on the track here was over the 520 metres. It's a chilly night, but there's still a few willing to come out onto the balcony for the races, and there's certainly plenty inside for the meals tonight, and a few of them willing to come out and enjoy the racing out here. Of course, they can just as easily watch it inside on the tallies as well, but they create some atmosphere coming out here, which is good. And with the window open tonight, gee, it's chilly, but it's been a good day here. Rain check we haven't talked about, the 5. He pinched a win 2 back. There was monster trouble in that race, and he got away to a big lead and ended up winning by 5.5 in a 17.94. It's probably about where he's at. Rain check, drawn in the middle of this field, you'd think he'd struggle. For Liz Duty, Liz's dog went well on the previous working duel as we get the all clear. Dogs called to the traps, race 8, Adept Accountants Wanganui Class 2 Sprint, Elite Dose a 280 tote favourite at the moment, 320 joint favourite the book alongside Corborn Butsy. About to load forward, Kapai off the inside. White rake for Business Review, gold for Rain Check, box 7 Elite Dose. Then we've got Costing Money, Crystal McBell, Corborn Butsy, and Odd Fellow the outside. Favourites are in the 6 and the 7. Ready to race 8. For now, racing. Elite Dose, a fair break again to Corborn Butsy, goes hard early but going to the lead there. Crystal McBell, Corborn Butsy and Elite Dose around the outside. Rain Check tucked away the inside, followed through there by Kapai. Costing Money's well back, so too Odd Fellow and Business Review on the corner. Corborn Butsy gets to the lead, out widens, sprints away to win. Crystal McBell holds 2nd, Rain Check was bold 3rd. Elite Dose seemed to have its chance 4th, further back Kapai, followed through Costing Money, Business Review and Odd Fellow at the back. Corborn Butsy downgrades, delivers and runs a 17 and 77. Run home in a 10.69. 6, 4, 5 and 7 the numbers. 7.08 lead up here. He jumped well. He stayed under Elite Dose and he worked to a comfortable win in the end. Crystal McBell showed the early speed and has held down 2nd. Rain Check's been bold here off the 5. And then Elite Dose, who was rubbing shoulders with Corborn Butsy into the bend, but just couldn't go with him and hasn't paid a dividend. Corborn Butsy closed up tote favourite at 3.10 and ended up 3.20 joint favourite with the book. All the details we have, 6.457, 17.77. The margin's 2 1/4 a neck and half a length. Corborn Butsy by Corborn Frank out of Corborn Shine. He's from a fine family. Stu Dickinson owns, Matt Roberts trains, and he's the winner now of 17. Start 107 tonight. He's won in excess of $28,000. Corborn Butsy, he's better than a Class 2. And he certainly proved that tonight, bouncing straight back to Class 3. We're on the 2nd dog at the moment there, Crystal McBell and Rain Check. Winners just up there, Corborn Butsy with Kim Fraser. for Matt Roberts. The the result coming through. Double and quaddy start the next race 9 at 20 after 8, 9 and 10 are out of that. Here, Corborn Butsy the 6 at $2.70 and $1.90. So late money brought it in very short. $2.50 for the 4, Crystal McBell. $4.40 for Raincheck the 5. Quinella $16.20, trifecta $257.80. 6.457 first 4, $883.70. As I say, our 9th is the Meteor OPD Wanganui Class 4 Sprint, and that is timed to go at 20 after 8. Run our way to Forbury Park for a race due to go at a minute to 8, and it is, there's a double there, 7 and 6, $8.40, 7-4 concession at $16.80. Funky Freddy leg 1. Dave McDonald, as we come back to you, a $50,000 terminating turbo pick 6 across the 2 harness venues tonight starts here, and this race is turbo for another reason, because it's over 1,200 metres, concluding this rather intriguing sprint series.
Which has been a big success actually too, Rosa. I know the boys are pretty happy about it as well, and there's some talk about sort of doing it again, sort of for maiden races as well, so that would be interesting, wouldn't it? It's been a great little series this, and yeah, what a race to have a first leg of pick 6. What do you do? Look, the drivers are going to have to be really on their mettle here, because only 1,200 metres. What do you do? Now, I've done a bit of sniffing around here and finding out the ones that are liable to go forward. And I'm picking that Nathan's going to let loose with that colour-coded early in the race as well. But there is some speed inside. Betadine from one we heard earlier from Jeff Knight. He's going to ping out, and he's quite happy to sit and take some cover here with the expectation that Dexter will go forward sharply with High View Illusion. That might be all very well, but I'm picking that Nathan will as well with colour-coded go forward. I think Risk Factor has got a bit of gate speed as well, so it's an intriguing little contest this. And with only a lap and a bit decision making, a lot of it's going to have to be done fairly early in the race. Colour Code has won 2 of these. It's won its last 2, and they've both been over this trip. So you could say it's probably the expert in this little 1,200 metre battle. $4.80 and $1.70 you're getting for that. Gee, the favourite short, High View Illusion, $1.90 and $1. Wow. Dexter's looking for 3. Nathan's looking for 3, and the other race has been won by Brad. He's looking for 2, and he's on pulling the strings. And he's not a forlorn chance either. Has drawn right on the back of Betadine. So 3-back defence is going to be his posse, and pulling the strings has a decent sort of a finishing kick as well, which makes it interesting. Melina Lowe, who was successful here last week over this trip, has drawn in behind High View Illusion. So if Dexter pings out, Kirk will follow with Melina Lowe, and Kirk has 2 in this. And it is, significant that he's chosen Melina Lowe. You'd think he would have the choice being the boss, and Brent's on Risk Factor. There's the pretty horse, and that is colour-coded. It's really well named, isn't it? And doesn't that horse look good? Betadine has done nothing wrong in this series so far either, and is a big player in this. So I just don't know. I put the 2 over the 1, but I don't know. And then those on the second line, 8 and 9. That doesn't leave room for the 7, and I am hearing, just between you and I, that he is going to go forward. $4.70, $1.90. I can probably say that because the rest haven't got tracks out there, they don't know. But that's the plan, I think, from the 7 runner, is to ping them forward. Look at Jason's input in this. Jason, this is a tricky little affair. I'm glad I'm not driving out there, because you're going to have to make your mind up pretty quickly, aren't you? Is it 2-1? Is that the way you see this?
Yeah, I'm really big on the 2. I don't think they'll beat him. I think now he's out for $2. He's actually backable.
So it's go to the top and that's it.
I don't know if he'll cross number 1. I think Maddie will be looking to hand only to Nathan. Nathan will definitely go forward.
Yeah, he'll go forward, won't he?
She's got blazing gate speed, and so's the 1. But listening to Jeff earlier, I think Maddie will try and kick up and only hand up to 1 horse. And we saw Dexter last week. He drew, was it 2? 3 maybe, and he went to 3 fence, and that was the losing of the race there last week. So if he did that again, he might be in trouble actually. But his tactics are interesting, because obviously they'll be coming forward from inside and outside him. So I just think 2 will win. I mean, it should have won last week, there's no question about it. So I've got the 2 to beat the 7, the 1. I think they're the 3, and chuck in Risk Factor, and he'll make up your first 4 hopefully. He's just been thereabouts. He's run second in these twice, beaten by Betadine the first time and colour-coded the next time. He just hasn't quite had the draws, but I think if you reverse the draws both times he runs second, he wins the race. So he's not out of this either. And Brent Barclay in the cart. Liv Tatel was past fit to run too, by the way. She raced in race 2.
Yep.
So
I was going to pass that on.
And there's another late gear change in the next. Graduate Under Fire is going to wear blinds, not sliding blinds tonight. So there you go. They might be a bit late for your pitch 6 punters. It's not a huge change, but it will wear blinds and not sliders.
And that race looks between the 1 and the 6, doesn't it? Those two that were catching the eye last time.
What's the anchor here? I thought American Spirit in this pitch 6. I didn't find an anchor at Auckland though, but American Spirit will do me.
No, I put the 6 on the ticket really with the way I got home. I learnt my lesson at Wingatui the other day on anchors, mate. You should know that.
Yeah, I get hammered all the time with anchors, I must say. I really like Bonnie's Talisi and Bronze Over in the next one at Auckland, and that trot race will blow a few out. Gintaras, Djokovic, Charlemagne, Majesticali in that one, and then that last lead is not overly easy either, is it? But that first lead up there, Motown, Bevins, Cullen, Shandale, that'll be most people will be in. All right, here we go. Stellan Cullen, Finally Farms, Sprint Series Final, the winter edition, and they're in behind the mobile. 1,200 metres, Highview Illusion the favourite from $2. He's in now on the tote. Close to a start, 1,200 metres, almost there. Green lights on, they're off and pacing. Gate speed from Betadine. Highview Illusion didn't have much. Now Colour Coded been sent forward from out wide. Closer in Hudson Sully. Rafo's getting involved early as well and out a bit deeper on the track too. Going very wide there, Rafo. He tried to go in the gate actually. Getting past him is Melina Lowe. Pulling the strings on the inside. 2 lengths away, Risk Factor. Further back then to Liv to Tell, and Rafo's out of the race after trying to go home early. 800 left to run. 26.3 off the gate into the back. Betadine holds out Highview Illusion. 3 wide Hudson Sully. Back on the inside of these, pulling the strings in the trail. 1-1 Melina Lowe. 3 wide with cover is Colour Coded, and back on the inside to Risk Factor and 4 lengths away Live to Tell. I'd say we've got about 6 or 7 with a chance here as they come off the back. The leader is still Betadine. He comes on to Pineley Farm corner, heads to the 400 metre mark. He's about to run that second quarter in 27.9. From up on the outside is Highview Illusion. They beat off Hudson Sully, who's gone. Pulling the strings away, it's the passing lane. Risk Factor gets into this. Out wide of Melina Lowe, further back Colour Coded. Betadine heads for home at the 150. Pulling the strings, Highview Illusion outside it. Deeper out than Risk Factor, charging home. Betadine pulling the strings down the outside. Risk Factor. Risk Factor moved up to Betadine, and Risk Factor. Risk Factor wins the final. Second across the line will be Betadine. Highview Illusion third. Next in pulling the strings, Colour Coded, Melina Lowe. Live to Tell, Hudson Sully. And last in rough over, Stunning Cullen. Last quarter was the slowest, 29 seconds. 1:23.3 unofficially, and if that is confirmed, that'll be the fastest ever over the 1200 here. They went some, didn't they? 26 then 27, and Betadine's been brave. Risk Factor, he's got it. Bridesmaid twice in the series in the heats. Brent Barclay on board, and he just travelled up beautifully at the quarter, and he'll go on and score over Betadine. Highview Illusion parked out on that hot speed will be third, and pulling the strings next to go by. Time to be confirmed, Davey, but that might just be the quickest they've ever gone over this trip, and that's a great performance in this weather.
I am not surprised. We're at the corner out of the straight, and they were absolutely humming into that bend. I don't think I've seen anybody go into the corner quicker than what they did. Look on the outside at that speed and couldn't make the lead. That's how quick they were going inside it. And it was always set up, and when they turned for home, the 2 colours in behind that weren't really involved in that scorching early speed were the 2 of Kirk Larson's, and that horse has come home best. Risk Factor, they were always going to get run over the speed they put into the race early. It's amazing they can take the corner at that speed, because they were hammering into that bend by Christian Cullen from Dundee's Dreamers. Risk Factor, a 5-year-old, Brent Barclay doing the driving. So much for the boss having to pick at him. And he's managed to score here and score very nicely, getting over the top of a very brave Betadine. Highview Illusion, and pulling the strings, I thought might have been a winning chance, actually was tucked away in the trail. $11.60, ouch. $11.60 and $2.70 for Risk Factor, $1.30 for Better Dean, and High View Illusion number 2 paying $1.20. The 1-4 Quinellas at $22.20. 4, 1 and 2, the try numbers, $113.20, and the first 4 numbers are 4, 1, 2 and 8, $1,253.20. $1,253.20. So that's the 1,200 metre affair. That is race 6 on the card. Our race 7 goes around about 8:30, and we have 19,000 after leg 1, taken out by an $11 shot, taking out the first egg off pick 6. Well, that's it, Craig. Our sprint race is done and dusted. We'll have our race 7 sometime around about 8:30.
Yeah, thanks, Davey. It ended up a real staying contest over a sprint journey, didn't it? With the 26-second first quarter, it set it up for something off the speed. And Risk Factor, beautifully driven, gets over the top of them at double-figure odds. And 19,000 will go forward into the second leg, which is this race here at Alexandra Park, race number 5. Got 3 interviews to get through, so let's get through them. First of them, Josh Dickey aboard Motown. Josh Motown's drawn the second row. Very, very good run in the Jules, and then backed up a week later behind, obviously, Shandale. I understand, obviously, missed a race while I was away and had a trial on Saturday. What did you make of the trial?
Yeah, pretty happy actually. I think I clocked 2:32 for 2,000 metres around Pookie on a wet track, and it is quite a hard track to trial on at the moment. They sort of run quick off the front, you can't really pick them up, so still run the same sectionals as the winner, and he's hit the line good. We're pretty happy with it.
Tonight, second row draw, and probably gives you a chance to, you've been going forward because you've had the draws. Is it tonight a case of, wait and see approach and get into the race when you can?
Pretty much, yeah. It's sort of hard. Shandale's drawn quite handy, 5 I think, so it's just going to be interesting. Hank Bromack's got good enough gate speed early, but look, we can be somewhere at the bell, we'll be happy.
Happy enough with them tonight though, winning chance?
Yeah, I think it's a definite winning chance.
So that's Josh's thoughts about Motown. The trial last Saturday was a nice trial. Vasari won that trial, who was a race day rival, and we'll talk about him very shortly. But let's get to our next interview subject, and that's Todd Mitchell with Double Odino. Todd, it shows you how hard it is to win a race. You went 2:42 last start behind Bevins Cullen from the second row, got home and only ran third. It's a tough grade to be in, but he's racing really well.
Yeah, he it was a long time off the scene, and to come back and run, I think they clocked his last half in 56 dead, so he made up a lot of ground. But when he's right and he's on his day, he's very competitive. But tonight's a very hot field, Shandale, Motown, so but he's one of those ones you'd throw in your trifectas. If he gets a bit of a run, he'll give them a bit of cheek, but just depends what sort of run he gets.
Bit of draw for him tonight, Double Odino, and saying that it's a better field as well, so wait and see approach on him. He's paying around about $15. Scott Phelan has stable runner first home in race number 5. Scotty first home, it was a good win last week, but certainly a significantly easier grade. Tonight he steps up a bit, but he has taken on this company in the past. Yeah,
look, he was very well placed last week. It was a good win for him. But look, yeah, even though we've got a good draw, we're probably up against it a bit tonight with horses like Shandale and Motown. So look, he's going to need a run to suit to be any sort of a chance.
He's won 9 races, but he's been very well placed through his career. Tough grade this one, this 3 to 4 grade, with some really good 3-year-olds coming through, and even a 2-year-old like Vasari. Gate speed in this race is going to be intriguing. Hank Bromack can leave the gate, as can Shandale and Bevins Cullen. And if Hank Bromack comes out, Vasari punches through from the second row, so we could expect a pretty good time in race number 5 tonight. And on paper, it looks like the 3-year-olds have the class edge on a couple here, but they're going to have to work overtime here, especially Shandale if he's going to get across, and Motown has have to get round them at some stage. So it's not a 2-horse race, I feel. Hank Bromack's the interesting one because he was very, very disappointing last week behind Hug the Wind. That was a standing start. Prior to that, it was very good beating Thomas McBride here. He gets off the gate quite nicely, and I think Tony will push forward early with Hank Bromack. Barrier number 2 tonight, he's a chance. Vasari, what I can tell you about him, obviously after his Jules run, he had a short let up. They took him to the workouts last week. Andre Patama drove at the trials, and he led them up, and he really rung them along a bit. In that trial was Motown, and he actually held them quite nicely at the line. Vasari's best races is when he's been in front. If he could follow out Hank Bromack and then work forward to the front, which is a big if from the second row, $12 for a 2-year-old against the older horses is probably a fair price. So David Butcher takes to drive. Gear change on him. The blinds go on him tonight, Vasari. Ray Green's already had a winner tonight in race number 4 with Perfect Storm. So Vasari made my top 4. I went Shandell purely because I think he's got the better draw of the favoured runners. He is a horse that can leave the gate quickly and he looks to take a trail. He did that 2 starts ago behind Motown and shot up the passing lane to win. Tonight, if he gets off the gate and say hands to a Bevins Cullen, it may be the right one to follow. I thought he's a real good horse over a shorter journey, Shandell, and tonight he gets his chance to win again. Over Motown, Bevins Cullen's done nothing wrong today. There's 2 wins up in the north of both run times. He's gone 2:41 on both occasions, defeating Ultimate Desire and Zach Maguire. Both times Brett Mangos has taken the positive approach of let's get to the market pegs first and try and outrun them. That may be the case again here tonight aboard the Robert Dunn trained runner. So for me, it's 6, 11 and 7. I thought Vasari and Hank Bromack, both at double figure odds, are the best roughies in race number 5 tonight. Good luck if you're one of those 19,000 live in pick 6, first egg taken out by Risk Factor at Forbury Park. Aaron, what does it come to you? Good field, race number 5 tonight. Obviously highlighted by a couple of very smart 3-year-olds.
Yeah, I've gone the way of Motown. I was a big fan with him on Jules Day. It was a bit of a roughie. Julie Obliged there running 3rd and behind Heaven Rocks. So Joshua Dickey, the co-trainer and driver, I'll put him on top. I'll put in the 7, Bevins Cullen. He's going the right way, isn't he? The Christian Cullen gelding. Brent Mangos for Robert Dunn. 6, Shandale. Certainly has to be considered. Touch disappointing in the Winter Cup last week. He was a good winner here back on the 10th of June, having his 12th run for the season here too, Craig. So he's up for that $5,000 bonus for the multiplier here tonight. And Hank Bromack from a nice draw has to be considered for Tony Hurley. 11, 7, 6 and 3 for me in the 5th on the card.
Yeah, that's the accumulator bonus, isn't it? 12 starts for the Pacers, 15 for the Trotters, and $5,000. I think that bonus scheme runs out the end of July, Aaron. I don't think it's been progressed through for next season, but they've obviously got a couple of other new concepts underway for Alexandra Park in the new season, so it's been very, very popular, and many horses have accumulated that $5,000 bonus and added to their stakes. So good on the club. Obviously, Met does it with the Met multiplier, and Auckland have taken that on board as well with the accumulator. Favourite is $2.40 Shandale. Motown out to $4. Third favourite here is at $6, and that's Bevins Cullen. Best of the rest, number 2, Hank Bromack. So United Truck Parts Mobile Pace with $13,500 over the 2,200 metres. If you're just joining us here tonight at Alexandra Park and you've just walked in, Double Twist took out race number 1 tonight. The second was taken out impressive fashion by Amar. The third by Sunset Peak, who's made it now 3 from 5. Race number 4 in a close finish. Perfect Storm held out Misty.
Well, the runners in behind the yellow bar arm for the 5th on the card. First leg of a double in place 6 out of Alexandra Park. A really good field here. Into the lane, 2 1/4 laps. United Truck Parts Mobile Pace. We're set. Green light. And they're often pacing and getting out strongly Shandale with Hank Bromack, Stars and Sound, Double O Dino back over on the inside to Bright and Ideal. Will end up 4 back on the markers as Shandale is about to clear Hank Bromack as they get around the stables. Corner Vasari is on the back of Double O Dino into the 1-1. Then first home, they're followed by Motown, Bevins Cullen, Better's Pocket, restrained back to last. Shandale takes up the running, 1,800 metres out. Leads by a length and a half Hank Bromack. Double O Dino's going to have a play for the lead for the Wizard. They're followed by Vasari. Then Bright and Ideal just looking to get away from the markers, does so. Back on its outside first home. No, Bright and Ideal's gone back down to the marker line now as Double O Dino has found the top. Vasari's been left park. Then Motown. Lead time in 42.4. And the last pair, Bevins Cullen racing on the outside of Better's Pocket. They sweep across the showgrounds turn. Double O Dino a length and a half Shandale. Hank Bromack third and 3 back on the inside. Vasari. And he's just wanting to dip the head out park Parked in fourth, back on the inside then to Stars and Sound into the 1-1 is First Home. Bright and Ideal back on the inside of Motown. Motown 6 lengths off the lead as they swing into the lane. Bevins Cullen second last. Better's Pocket the last opening quarter, 32 and 2 in the United Truck Parts Mobile Pace. Double Odino, the son of Mark 3. Down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. Up on the outside, Vasari of Shandale, 1-1 First Home. Back on the inside, Hank Bromack, then Motown 3 back in the running line as they turn onto the stables corner. Stars and Sound over racing 4 back on the inside. Then Bevins Cullen, Bright and Ideal second last, hemmed up against the markers, and Better's Pocket away from the markers back last as Motown takes off midfield, 800 left to go. Second quarter and 31 and 1. Double Odino, Motown right into the race now for Joshua. Then Vasari back on the inside, Shandale. First Home, Hank Bromack. Bevins Cullen on the outside of Stars and Sound, Better's Pocket, and Bright and Ideal, 500 to run. Double Odino to the end of the back straight, 3/4. The outside Motown. Shandale will wait the passing lane. Vasari 1-1, then Hank Bromack. There follow Bevins Cullen getting around First Home. Stars and Sound, Better's Pocket, Bright and Ideal, 27 and 8. The back straight quarter, Double Odino goes for home. Motown, Shandale, the classy 3-year-olds chase him hard, but Double Odino to come for home. A length Motown, Shandale passing lane. Hank Bromack's in the clear and looking to run, and then Bevins Cullen. Double Odino, Motown, Shandale on the passing lane, 100 to go. Double Odino, Shandale though, cold shot, passing lane, the Magic Man's through, and Shandale grabs the win. Shandale, nice win. Double Odino for second. Then Motown, Hank Bromack, Stars and Sound, Bevins Cullen, Better's Pocket, Bright and Ideal, Vasari to second last, and First Home the last in 241.7. Home in 27.9 and 55.8 was the last 800 metres. Shandale in the hands of the Magic Man. Morris McHenry, the trainer driver for Gerald Chan, the owner, the Art Major Colt, secures his 7th victory at start to 26. He picks up the accumulator bonus as well with $5,000 for his 12th start here, so turns this into a $12,500 stake. Double Odino for a second. Motown a game run for third, and Hank Bromack will make up the first 4 in the United Truck Parts Mobile Pace.
Official placings race 5, the United Truck Parts Mobile Pace. 6, 5, 11, 3, 2, 7. 6, 5, 11, 3, 2, 7. Horse 6, Shandale, paced the 2200 metres in 241.72. It's a mile rate of 158.3. Last 855.8 and the 427.9. The margins 2 3/4 lengths, 3/4 of a length, 2.5 lengths. 6, 5, 11, 3, 2, 7. Race 5, the United Truck Parts Mobile Pace.
Shandale back at the head of the field. Career win 7 at start 26. Gerald Chan, the owner. Morris McHenry, the trainer driver out of Pukekohe, the Magic Man, back at the head of the field. The New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame. Sponsored Rangeman comes back on the Art Major 3-year-old bay colt out of Delightful Dale. Brecken Bloodstock Limited, the breeders. And Shandale, a lovely winner of the United Truck Parts Mobile Pace. Brian and Annette Theobald down there, part of the victory celebrations with Murray Goldsworthy, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 5, Double Odino, Mark 3, Toaster Cullen, 5-year-old bay gelding, D.N. Blackwell, the owner, Todd Mitchell, the trainer driver out of Tofoti, and 11 Motown, Better's Delight, Touch of Grace, Brown, 3-year-old gelding for Roslyn Stud Limited, John and Joshua Dickey, the preparers out of Clevedon, and Joshua Dickey. 6, Shandale, 2 the win, 120 the place, 2 into $1.20. 5, Double Odino, $4.50, $4.50, and 11 Motown, $1.50. $1.50. Quinella $28.90, $28.90. Trifecta $129.40, $129.40. First four $971.80, $971.80. Early quaddie, 10A Mar with 8 Sunset Peak, 3 Perfect Storm and 6 Shandale, $529.70, $529.70. 4 and 6 required on the Pick 6 ticket thus far. And the terminating turbo Pick 6, we should have that update through momentarily for Pick 6. Third leg coming in from Forbury Park in the not too distant future. Race 6 tonight is the Kitchen Mania Fillies and Mares Mobile Post, 2200 metres. And no scratchings, we race at 8:39. No update coming through on Pick 6 at this stage after the 2 legs. Let's see if it's up on teletext for us. No update on Pick 6. Now that pool got up to 63,000 as well, so 7,018.24 we can tell you. 7,018.24 live in Pick 6 after the 2 legs.
For Nathan Udy, he's posted a win tonight. His wins have been well shed around so far. First 8 races, 8 different trainers saluting. 2 kites though, one for Fred and one for Wendy. Val Baxter's gone back to back. The 4 dog for John McInerney wins in Class 2, Class 3. Jumps to Class 4. Tough assignment for her, but she's been very consistent on this track. Draws the middle in her first look at Class 4 here. Homebush Ramona's another for the McInerney team. Class 3 winner 2 back it was from box 1. Got off the lids okay last week off box 6. Didn't have the best of luck from there. She can spring and run. Allegro Boom from the outside's been a pretty handy sprinter for the Ahern Kennel. 1-8, lots of minor placings. Hasn't won in a wee bit. To the Traps race 9, Meteor OPD, Wanganui Class 4 sprint. First leg of the last quaddie, or the second quaddie. You know Brent, Far Too Trendy, Cranky Pants and Freedom Flyer. Second line's Corborn El Paso, Val Baxter, Homebush Ramona, Allegro Boom. Corborn El Paso 370 the tote and 380 the book. So the favourite from the 2 wears the blinkers. Ready to run in the 9th. Racing, Corborn El Paso was last away and Far Too Trendy blasted straight to the lead, going up nicely. Cranky Pants up and around the outside here. Allegro Boom gets to second, Homebush Ramona third. Cranky Pants back to fourth. Further back of the race then, You Know Brent, Freedom flies a long way back as they swing the corner. Comfortably clear, Far Too Trendy on Homebush Ramona in for third, Allegro Boom. Fourth to go by was You Know Brent, and Corborn El Paso did okay for fifth. Further back of the race then to Freedom Flyer. Cranky Pants and Val Baxter at the back. 17 and 57, Far Too Trendy jumps to the lead and scores. Cranky Pants was handy early, then dragged a bit, snagged back to fourth. $10.68's been the run home. Sharp lead up of 6.91. 2 1/4 lengths, 1 3/4 lengths, and 3 lengths. Off the lids nicely, Far Too Trendy, and Corborn El Paso was last away. Cranky Pants got to second there, then got jammed up between a couple. Val Baxter copped a wee bit of that as well. Pushing through the inside was You Know Brent. Homebush Ramona sort of came out of the ruck quite nicely to get to second, and Allegro Boom followed it around. Far too trendy for Lisa Ahern by collision out of Trendy Habit for Lisa Ahern and Craig Rendell win 11 start 49. As we watch them tear up the straight, but really from the hop the race was done. Sam Lazelle bringing the winner back at the head of the field. Result coming through of race number 9. And Far Too Trendy, the 3, paid $3.80, $1.50. 6 Homebush Ramona, $3.90. And the same for 8 Allegro Boom, Quinella, $33.20. Trifecta, $472.50. And a big first 4, 3, 6, 8 and 1, $2,487.10 with Corbin El Paso missing. It certainly boosted that. 10th on our cards, the Wanganui Toyota Class 4, 520 metres. It might be a Class 4, but it's got a Group 1 winner. A dog who's been Group 1 runner-up twice. Another one who's been runner-up in a Group 1 and another who contested a Group 1 only a couple of weeks ago, so it's pretty tidy. Treble there, 7, 6 and 3, $62, the latest treble from Hattrick. One more treble to go from race 10 at 10 to 9. Dave McDonald, as we head back to you down there at Forbury Park, up to race number 7 on the card, and extra 1,000 metres this time, 2,200 for race 7.
Yeah, absolutely. An extra little bit smart dog that actually won the previous. Probably get my money next time as well. That Far Too Trendy. Good performance. Well, the 2 black bookers from last week are in the same race here. Number 1 American Spirit and number 6 Kiwi Focus. They were both very, very eye-catching last time to the track. And one of them, American Spirit, has come up the race favourite here, has drawn the number 1 alley. If it trails, it wins. This is probably the way I sum this up, because $3.10, yeah, I'll probably take the $3. It was a very nice run last time out. A quick one. Last start winner of this. It's $8.70 and $3.10. It's trained by Paul Court, and Blair Orange takes the reins. Some nice money around that if you think it can roll the favourite. Kiwi Focus is at $5.50, $1.60. I thought it might be a little bit less than that. And Graduate Under Fire is the other one that really needs the line under it. It's at $4.80 and $2, and Dexter Dunn is doing the driving on that. And Parissa. It's interesting to note the money on this because it has drawn 1 on the second line right behind American Spirit. Now that's a nice cosy place to be, and if you're a Sam Otney fan, and I know many of you are, I am as well, $8, that is pretty tidy money, and it will be on the back of American Spirit throughout. If American Spirit wants to lead them all the way, or try to, that makes Parissa's $8 very lucrative. It's going to get a good run, whether or not Johnny Cox wants to hold the lead. That's the big question. I probably think it's better coming off the back of somebody, so yeah, I'm not sure. Nice we feel this, 2,200 is the event, and yeah, they were certainly humming at the previous. They went into that first turn at absolute breakneck speed. 26 and a tick first quarter, you don't see that often, and it's probably by now -2 outside. There was American Spirit, lightly racehorse this, it's won 3 from 7, no slouch, and has the inside alley, and was very big last time out, and once it was in the clear it absolutely motored home. And the other big finisher was Kiwi Focus, who came from a mile off the speed and just continued to take serious ground of everybody in the run home, but ran out of race, and of course 5th was its lot. It's drawn to be a lot handier today. Who wants to head forward here? That's the big question, and they won't leave American Spirit alone, because everybody that's drawn outside it will be aware that it's probably the horse to beat, and they won't make it easy for it. Best of the bunch from the 2-gate, Shane Walkinshaw drives that, and it was pretty tidy too. The last 2 starts have both resulted in 3rd placings, and they were both good runs as well, and $4.30 is the money around that. Be Me, Daryl Traynor liked that a bit. Johnny Morrison's doing the driving too, and how often does he punch home somebody that's paying decent money? Quite often, and Be Me is at that sort of money, $6.40. What sort of a trip it gets from the 3 gates is the question mark. A quick one, yeah, we like that. 9s and 3s, $9 if you think it can win, and it's, I don't know, the win was all right, and it'll probably match up here as well. Mr. Medal at 8s, off the boil a touch, 5-race winner, all the same. Kiwi Focus, nice money around that, $4.50, $1.60. There is Mr. Medal, Robbie Close doing the driving on the Robert Dunn trained runner, and the other one in the field is the 8. Graduate Under Fire, which Dexter's doing the driving, and that Graduate Under Fire is on the tote at $5.20, $1.80. I like the 1, 6 and the 4 on this. Outside those, Graduate Under Fire, and maybe that Parissa, who is going to get that nice cosy run. It would seem we'll have little option but to stay put. And even though she doesn't have too many options, it's probably the place to be. Upstairs to you, Jace. You're a bit of a fan of this American Spirit, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I thought it was run last time here, last week. I watched
good.
it on TV. It looked pretty good to me. Must look good to you.
Yeah, it was a good effort. Kiwi Focus was just as good, I thought, though.
Yeah, you're right, and Kiwi Focus has had a downgrade, so hence she gets a better draw tonight. She's not drawn the outside, she comes in 2 or 3, so yeah, that might just help her a little bit more. She seems to always get back, though. I don't think she's got a lot of gate speed, so she's probably going to have to run on again here. So yeah, I've got her in for second, though. I think she's a good chance for 6. Parissa should be hard on the back of American Spirit all the way, and if I think American Spirit's going to win, I have to have Parissa in there somewhere. And Graduate Under Fire with that gear change. He's got half blinds on tonight, and not the sliding blinds that he has been wearing or was supposed to be wearing. So it's a late gear change on the 8. I went 1, 6, 10 and 8, and next best would be a quick one for sure, because she's got a lot of gate speed, so she may well use it from there, and there's not much gate speed really. Best of the Bunch gets out okay, but I don't think he'll want to get into any duels if a quick one come across. So this should be a good race. The times that have been running tonight have been quite exceptional. And what about the crowd here? I know I mentioned it before, Davey, but I just went downstairs to the members, and that is absolutely crammed, as much as you can get in it, and they had to move 100 people to another lounge because it was just that full. There's so many people here from the local area, Belclutha, Milton area tonight, lots of new sponsors, and this is just wonderful.
Yeah, it is good too. And how do we get more of these 1200 metre races, which I think they're a good thing.
Oh yeah, I do too. There's a lot of sceptics out there, but hey, you can't fault it really, and you can win from anywhere, so I think it's a good thing. We'll see it back here in the summer, no doubt. We normally have a summer and a winter series, and I'm sure the summer series will be a big hit too. They get there's a $10,000 final at the end of it, and Pineley Farm put up a stunning Cullen service fee for the winner of the final. So how about that? That's almost a $10,000 winning prize for winning the final.
We should run one for the maidens, eh? How about that?
Oh, well, it's open to all classes, but hey, you're right. What about the trotters? 1200 metre trot race?
Nah.
I don't know about that. From a stand, though. From a stand.
No, I don't know.
That'd bring a few out, wouldn't it?
But it's not always the sprinter that wins it, as we see there. You go out of the gate like that, it immediately turns it into a stayers race.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. No one really knows.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay. Well,
Right, stay with you.
you might have to sponsor one in Southland, eh?
Imagine that. Yeah.
Yes, have it at Winton. Start at the 800 or something.
1200 round Winton.
Every horse would get its chance there, wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
I can see it now. The Davey Mack and / Jack Daniels Sprint Series.
Pick up those binos, brother.
Okay.
Pick them up.
Moving up and behind the gate for race 7. Cramond and Craig Limited Mobile Pace, one of the horde of businesses from Belclutha and Milton here tonight. Good to see. American Spirit is the favourite, drawn barrier 1 at $3.40 and $1.40. Close to a start now, 2002. Feature class race of the night. Ready. Green lights on. They're off and pacing. American Spirit driven hard off the inside to take an early lead. Best of the bunch trying to cross. Look at Mr. Middle blazing across from out wide. Will get across American Spirit. A quick one's galloped back in the field. Graduate Under Fire moving forward from the outside of the arm 2. So it's Duns 1-2 here. Graduate Under Fire will lead Mr. Middle. American Spirit third from Best of the Bunch, Parissa. The next on the outside of these then Kiwi Focus. 2.5 away, Pay Me Out, then Be Me. Back on the inside, Mackie Mac from Greenburn Creek the outside, and 5 lengths away to the early Mistake Maker, a quick one. Into the back they go. Are on their way down to the 1600 metre mark. Graduate Under Fire leads. American Spirit, the race favourite, is turning it on. 42.1 the lead time. No lead for American Spirit. It's out in the breeze. Back on the inside is Mr. Middle, the trail. Into the 1-1, Best of the Bunch. Back on the inside of horses, then Parissa is 3 back the inside. Around that, Kiwi Focus, a length and a half away then. Up on the outside of these horses then is Pay Me Out from on the inside. The next Mackie Mac, Be Me. Last of the horses with a chance is Greenburn Creek, and a quick one is tailed off as they enter the lane. 1200 left to run in the Cremond and Craig. Plaster is mobile, led up by Graduate Under Fire. 31.1 was the first quarter of the last mile. Leads a length and a half, Mr. Middle. Parked on the outside is American Spirit, the race favourite. 3 back on the inside as they get to the winning post of a round to go. Parissa, the pace eases for the first time in the race. So Pay Me Art moves forward 3 wide, brings Be Me forward. In the centre of horses, best of the bunches 1-1. 4 back the inside, Mackie Mac. Around that, Kiwi Focus and out Greenburn Creek goes to 3 wide with cover at the back of the field. Second quarter 31. Into the back they go. The leader remains Graduate Under Fire. A neck in advance of Pay Me Art, who's 3 wide and turning it on around American Spirit, the favourite. Back on the inside, Mr. Middle. 3 wide is Be Me now on its own. Back on the inner, Parissa, then came best of the bunch. Out wider on the track then is Greenburn Creek from Kiwi Focus. Back next to last of a group and Mackie Mac the inside. Heading across towards the 400 metre mark. This race has been run at great speed. 28.5 the third quarter. Graduate Under Fire up to the turn. Leads a half, Pay Me Art. From on the inside, Mr. Middle waits the passing lane. American Spirit's under pressure, back in the field, running on Be Me. Deeper out, Greenburn Creek and Kiwi Focus. Graduate Under Fire went for home, Mr. Middle with the passing lane. Parissa getting through as well. Further back, Pay Me Art, Kiwi Focus. Graduate Under Fire, Mr. Middle. Parissa getting through on the inside as well, Mr. Middle. And fighting back, Graduate Under Fire, Mr. Middle. Mr. Middle beats Graduate Under Fire. Third's tight, Kiwi Focus. Parissa ran out of room past the line. And close up, Mackie Mac in the first 5. Followed Pay Me Art. Best of the bunch, Greenburn Creek, Be Me. American Spirit, too tough out there. And last in was the mistake maker, a quick one. 30.1 the last quarter. They had to slow down. 2:43 the winner's time. Mr. Middle used off the gate. Handed up to the stablemate and has cold shotted it up the passing lane in the hands of Robbie Close. Will beat Graduate Under Fire, Kiwi Focus, and Parissa ran out of room just before the line as well. Head on will be interesting. And there's race number 7, a good race as we head to you, Craig Thompson. Pick 6 has just copped a bashing.
Yeah, the Robert Dunn pair run 1-2, but the outsider of the two, Mr. Middle, Robbie Close, nice drive off the gate. Handed to the stablemate, gets up the passing lane. The unlucky runner, Parissa, no room for it. They get closed on it up the lane, and Kiwi Focus, Davies tip, rocketing home after getting back in the field. So an exciting finish 4 across the track, but the roughie takes out the third leg of pick 6 tonight. There was 7,000 going in. This will knock many of them out going into race number 4, the fourth leg of pick 6 at Alexandra Park. Josh Dickey has the favourite here, Bronze Over. I caught on with it earlier in the night, and this is what he had to say. Josh Bronze Over's flying at the moment. Came from a long way back last week. Nice draw, barrier 5.
Yeah, no, it was a good run last week. You know, she got 7 wide off the corner and got beat ahead. Very happy with the run. Her win before that, she beat Lincoln's Keepsake, I think. Very good off the speed. She's got quite a nice furlong on her. She's drawn 4 tonight. Just sort of have to see what happens. I do feel she's better with the one run, but yeah, we'll just see how we go. But I think she's going to be pretty hard to beat from there.
One of your best of the night?
I think so, yeah. Just going on her last week's run, you know, she didn't have any right to run second, and she's, you know, got up, nearly won it. So, yeah, I think she'll be hard to beat on that.
On stablemate Kate Black, stepping out of maiden's not easy, but looked to do it quite nicely last time.
Yeah, it was a good run. She just probably lacks a yard of speed at this stage, and you know, Zach sort of caught me to the last bit, but she didn't slow down either. But I think she'll suit the C1 grade a bit better. They should run along a bit harder for her, but you know, she's definitely a place chance.
So 2 in the race here, the Dickey stable with Bronze Over, the favoured pair of the pair, with 2.30 over Kate Black, who's paying $10. Todd Mitchell has Glitzy Gal going round in race number 6. Form doesn't read that good, but it's a little bit misleading, isn't it? Because she was a bit unlucky last start.
Yeah, I was happy with her a fortnight ago. She got checked and then she got held up on the turn and she hit the line quite good. And I had to scratch her last week. Her blood was a little bit out, so I checked that, took another blood, and it seems to have perked back up. So I think she's one of those horses you've got to drive her for one run. And just hopefully if she gets a bit of a trip, she could run home and definite trifecta chance.
She's a mare that's actually racing very well, and her form line says no, but a couple of times she's looked very unlucky, including last start, and barrier to the second row here, following out one that gets off the gate, I think is a big advantage for her. Good roughie here, $25, 5 a place, runner number 10, Glitzy Gal. Scott Phelan drives number 2, Rock and Roll Princess. Scotty with Rock and Roll Princess, we know what he gets. She's got nice gate speed, she's a good filly, and she races on the speed, so nice draw for her tonight.
Yeah, look, it is, but there's a couple outside us with a bit more gate speed than her probably. So look, it would be nice to lead, but it doesn't always pan out that way. So look, if it does, we're a good chance.
$11 about Rock and Roll Princess. She was placed last start behind Whitecliff Chapel in a good field and used her speed to find the front, took the trail and fought on nicely. So good race this. I settled on Bronze Over as one of the best of the night tonight. She was so good last start. One more stride she would have caught Bonnie Khaleesi and probably made up 5 lengths on her. Barrier 5 tonight. She's drawn midfield. I thought she's very, very hard to beat. 5 Bronze Over. Danger's a 7 double shot with the Crandale Giddy Bun. David Butcher takes the drive. Ran 3rd last start in that same race that Bronze Over ran 2nd. 4th in that race was Eclipse Me, who went super last week. So got to have her in your mix. Bonnie's Khaleesi capitalised on a beautiful trip from Brett Mangros last start, winning after getting the 1-1 throughout. Won the second row tonight. It's not going to be great for her because she follows that Are You Ready Girl, who I think will get crossed off the gate. So she will need luck, but she's racing well, and you'd think she'd improve on that first up run at the park. Best of the rest, Raka Razor. She's a $7 chance. Simon Lawson takes the drive tonight for Gareth Dixon. The stable had a winner last week, and she's a filly that's coming out of some good 3-year-old races in Premier Company. Last week didn't quite get to the passing lane, ended up in the trail and the leader didn't get it there, and just all the momentum was taken out of her race. So the 7th was a lot better than what it looked on paper. Good field this, plenty of form coming through it. Glitzy Gal, the bolter, at around about $21. Mr. Medals paid $22.30 and $5.20, defeating stablemate Graduate Under Fire $170, Kiwi Focus $160, Quinella $35.30, Trifecta $635.50. First 4, 5, 8, 6 and 10. Parissa Unlucky, $1,438.40. What's that done to pick 6? We'll have a look very shortly. 4 and 5 double, $489.30. 4 and 8 concession, $27.30. And the treble 245 is $490.20. Pick 6 update. Well, there you go. From 7,000 down to 300. Risk factor, Shandale, Mr. Medal. I suggest just hold on to your pick 6 tickets. Only take one more roughie. And, of course, it's terminating tonight. It may go back to 5. Get upstairs to Aaron White for race number 6 tonight. Aaron, a good field. Your numbers in race number 6, 5, 4, 6 and 9.
Field Bronze Over for me. She's going the right way. The changeover filly, a nice winner 2 starts ago, and then backed it up with a good second in behind Bonnie's Khaleesi last time. Kate Black certainly has to be well in the mix. A stablemate for Zach Butcher. We'll put in the 6 Raka Razor. 4th at Jules Day, backed up with a couple of tidy enough runs here. And the 9 Bonnie's Khaleesi, she's drawn the inside of the second row, but she was a nice winner first look at Alexandra Park. She'll need a touch of luck from the draw, but if she can find it, she's a definite player here for Tony Hurley. Kitchen Mania fillies and mares, 307.06 going into the second half of the turbo terminating pick 6 tonight. Just about green light, they're off. Getting out strongly was the race favourite Bronze Over. With it there is Raka Razor. They come on to the speed together. Ball shots out wider. Then Are You Ready Girl? Rock and Roll Princess back on the inside. Bonnie's Khaleesi. They're followed then by Glitzy Gal. Got to go elect to bets back in the field with Kate Black in the last pair. Norvik Ruby and Cherry Bay as they pace out to the 1850. Raka Razor's taken up the running, but double shot having a go for the lead. The outside for David Butcher. In the meantime, a race favourite Bronze Over gets the Lovely Drag in the trail, 3 to 4 lengths. Are You Ready Girl and Rock and Roll Princess, 3 lengths. Glitzy Gal. Bonnie's Khaleesi's away from the markers. Got to go elect to bet. Kate Black's well back in the field, as too is Norvik Ruby. 40.6 was the lead time. Cherry Bay the last. They come off the back and sweep across the showgrounds turn, and double shot now has the lead. Here comes Bronze Over from 3 back the inside. It wants to slip around and find the top now for Joshua. They're followed by Raka Razor, Are You Ready Girl, and up on the outside, Rock and Roll Princess, 5th and Park. Into the 1-1 Glitzy Gal as they turn into the lane. Then Bonnie's Khaleesi, tracked forward by Got to Go Elect to Bet. Kate Black against the markers. And the last pair are Norvik Ruby and Cherry Bay. 31 the opening quarter of the Kitchen Mania fillies and mares. And Bronze Over, the changeover filly, will work down to the Judge Bell, and 1 to go from in the trail. A double shot up on the outside. Rock and Roll Princess as they work into the final circuit and onto the stables corner. Then Raka Razor the inside of Glitzy Gal. Are You Ready Girl? Bonnie's Khaleesi. Kate Black back on the inside. Got to go elect to bets well back in the field. Norvik Ruby and Cherry Bay still last, and a good 12 lengths off the lead. 800 metres left to go. Bronze over 32.7 the second quarter. A length and a quarter double shot. Third and Park Rock and Roll Princess. Raka Razor 3 back on the inside. Coming forward now is Glitzy Gal out of the 1-1. Bonnie's Khaleesi tracks her into the race. Then Are You Ready Girl? Got to go Elect to Bet. Kate Black. Norvik Ruby. Cherry Bay. 500 to go. They turn off the back. Bronze over leads by a neck. Glitzy Gal the outside. Double shot will wait the passing lane. Bonnie's Khaleesi 1-1. Raka Razor all rest up, nowhere to go. 3 back the inside, then got to go Elect to Bet. Norvik Ruby, Cherry Bay, 29 and 8 was the back straight quarter. Bronze over for home. Glitzy Gal, double shot. Bonnie's Khaleesi. Raka Razor to the outside. Bronze over 200 out. Glitzy Gal, Bonnie's Khaleesi letting down strongly. Then Raka Razor. Bronze over. Bonnie's Khaleesi strides up to it now for the Iceman. Raka Razor will dash late on the outside, but Bonnie's Khaleesi, 2 starts in the north. 2 very nice wins, and in 2:42.6. Second over was Raka Razor. They were followed then by Bronze Over and Glitzy Gal, Norvik Ruby, double shot. Cherry Bay further back in the field then. Gotta go Elect to Bet. Kate Black, Are You Ready Girl? Rock and Roll Princess to be the last. 2:42.6, 28.5 was the final quarter. Bonnie's Khaleesi. 2 starts in the north, 2 wins, Live or Die mare. Tony Hurley gets his second on the program. Gets it nicely, Raka Razor. Well, she was part of that 40.6 lead-up time, and she's found the line nicely. The race favourite, Bronze Over, every opportunity. She'll be the third across, and Glitzy Gal to make up the first 4 in the Kitchen Mania. Fillies and mares.
Official placings race 6, the Kitchen Mania Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace. 965 1087. 965 1087. Horse 9, Bonnie's Khaleesi, pace the 2200 metres in 2:42.61. The mile rate of 1:58.9. Last 858.3 and the 428.5. Margins 1 length, 1 1/4 lengths ahead. 965 1087. Race 6, Kitchen Mania Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace.
Bonnie's Khaleesi back at the head of the field. Career win 5 at start 17. She's had 2 runs here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park for 2 now. Impressive victories for Rona Breeders, B.D. McIntyre and Mrs. S.A. McIntyre, along with Mrs. J.M. Nelson and W.J. Nelson. Tony Hurley, the trainer driver out of Papakura. Tony gets his second success in the sulky. Mitavite Black Bike back at the head of the field after the Kitchen Mania Fillies and Mares. Carl Arnold and the team down there, part of the victory celebrations. Peter May, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. 6 Raka Razor, Rock and Roll Hanover Brown, 3-year-old filly at a Raka Rach for BJ Fahey, Gareth Dixon trained at Pookie and Simon Lawson. And for third, number 5, Bronze Over. Changeover Bronze Lady Bay, 3-year-old filly. J.I. Dickey, the owner, John and Joshua Dickey, trained at Clevedon, Joshua in the sulky. 9, Bonnie's Khaleesi, 760 and 230, 760 and 230. 6, Raka Razor, $1.90, $1.90. 5, Bronze Over, $1.30, $1.30. The Quinella returns, $18.50, $18.50. Trifecta, $137 and 30 cents, $137.30. The first 4, $1,393.40, $1,393.40. 6 and 9 in the double, $16.90, $16.90. 6-6 concession at $3.60, $3.60. 3-6-9 in the treble, Perfect Storm, Shandale, and now Bonnie's Khaleesi, and that returns at $98.80, $98.80. We'll have an update on pick 6 for you very shortly. Caduceus Club Handicap Trot, 2,700 metres, the 7th on the card to open the late quaddie and also another double. They all start, we race in 21 minutes time, and that pick 6 update, hopefully not too far away from filtering through. 4, 6, 5 and 9, there was only 307. Here we go, 35.54. 35.54. Live units remaining in pick 6, of course, being a terminating pick 6. Just hold those dividend or hold those tickets until after race 7 here, and just in case it does terminate to any 5 winners through the pick 6. So 35.54 live in pick 6.
He is the Group 1 winner, but he's only won once since and a lot of starts since. And although he made an encouraging fresh up run in this campaign where he was second in a sprint, I'm not too sure about him since then, and he did finish at the back of the pack last week. So lots of good dogs weighing up where they're at, where their form's at. Dogs stepping to the 520 metres. It's a really interesting go for the first leg of the last treble, the Wanganui Toyota Class 4 over the middle distance. Corborn Brick in the 2 is going to start a short price favourite, $2 the tote now, and $1.90 on the option. Corborn Cooks hovering around that sort of $4, $4.20 mark off the 7. Corborn Mezza in the green rug. Well, what will she do? She's only been once out of the money in 12 starts over the sprint, and that was last start at Manawatu. And we haven't seen her for 5 weeks, and she steps to 520 metres. The litter spring gun Corborn Indy. There's some fast dogs in there. They've looked more like sprinters. One's just started recently, Corborn Lins. She ran second over 520 metres during the week. But by and large, they've looked to be sprinters, but be good if Corborn Mezza could run a trip, but it's first up in Class 4, and she meets a good Class 4 field, so it's a baptism of fire on a cold night for Corborn Mezza. Greyhounds called forward for race number 10, the Wanganui Toyota Class 4 over the 520 metres, making time off the inside. Box 3 for Fall from Grace, Kaputski the gold. Black Rug Corborn Cooks, forward they go. Second line has the favourite Corborn Brick off box number 2. Blue Rug Hawkesbury Fever. Green Rug Corborn Mezza and Lonesome Nitro the outside. Money's with the 2 Corborn Brick. Lure to the Lutsen set. Racing Corborn Brick, a fair beginning. Fall from Grace gets out fast, so does Making Time. Hawkesbury Fever jumps to the inside well. Lonesome Nitro up and around the outside. Kaputski goes to the back. Just ahead of that we've got Corborn Cooks, who's missed the start, and Corborn Mezza. Fall from Grace in front by 2. Corborn Brick stalks it. 2 back then to Making Time. Round the outside is Lonesome Nitro, then Hawkesbury Fever. Corborn Cooks gets past that last pair here. Corborn Mezza and Kaputski in this straight. Corborn Brick rounds up Fall from Grace. Corborn Brick scores from Fall from Grace. Making Time third. Lonesome Nitro fourth, then Corborn Cooks. Hawkesbury Fever. Corborn Mezza, and at the back Kaputski. 5:04 lead up, 18:68 to the second mark. Overall time is 30 and 12. 11:44, good gallop home. 2, 3, 1 and 8 the numbers here. Corborn Brick made a safe beginning, managed to track Fall from Grace until the corner and has pulled away comfortably in the straight. Got out well got in behind Making Time and Fall From Grace. And look, the winner a fair way from home. Not a bad one, Lonesome Nitro. Hawkesbury Fever cut to the rail as it does. Corborn Cooks missed the start tonight. Corborn Mesa got back. Wasn't disgraced. Corborn Kaputski did tail off just a little. We've given you all details bar the margins, which were 3 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths, 3 1/2 lengths. And number 2, Corborn Brick, is by Oaks Road out of Asterix for Stu Dickinson and Matt Roberts. Win 29, start number 92. And stake earnings now are at over $107,000. Corborn Brick back at the head of the field in race number 10 on the card. Fall From Grace was game. Making Time the same, but just too much strength from the winner, who was too handy to them. 170, 110, 3 Fall From Grace, 230, 280 for the 1 Making Time, Quinella 520, trifecta $39.60, 2318 first 4, $151.80. We've got 2 to go tonight. That did complete a double. 3 and 2, $4.60, far too trendy in the first leg. Pair of 3s in the concession, $5.50. Our 11th tonight's the Pala Mountains Scientific Nutrition Class 3 over the 305 metres, and that's time to go at 20 after 9. Next stop though on our tour of New Zealand is Forbury Park in Dunedin. Dave McDonald up to race number 8 of 11 with you. And we're going from extremes tonight, 1200 metre